Good morning to all. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Yes. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Janta Mahavidyalaya, Chandrapur, Maharashtra has organized a one-day international e-seminar or webinar on cyber crimes and the impact of COVID-19 on higher education. A very good morning to one and all. I welcome you all in this mega event. Let us start with lighting of lamp and by I now request Principal Dr. M. Subhas sir to virtually welcome our guest for today's event. Today we have with us Honorable Dr. Ashok Jyotare sir as the president of this event, who is Secretary of Chanda Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, a management which runs various schools and colleges. I would like to virtually welcome President of today's International e-Seminar. Thank you, sir. We have with us respected Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, sir, Police Superintendent of Chandrapur District, as the inaugurator of this event. I request Dr. M. Subhas, sir, to virtually welcome Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, sir. Thank you, sir. We also have with us respected Dr. Ishwar Mohurley, Registrar of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, as the guest of this event. I now request Dr. M. Subhas sir to welcome Dr. Mohurley sir by virtually presenting him a bouquet. Thank you, sir. I will now take this opportunity to welcome respected Dr. M. Subhas sir, Principal of Janta Mahavidyalaya, who is the organizer of this event. Welcome, sir. We have more than 700 participants from various states of our country and from other countries. I extend my heartiest welcome to all these participants. I hope that the event will surely be beneficial for all of us. Let us now move on to the introductory speech. Good morning to everyone. Honorable Dr. Ashok Jyotare, sir, President of this event, respected Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, sir, respected I.S. Mohurley, sir, resource persons for this seminar, Mr. Sandeep Mekela, Dr. D. Costa, Dr. Ajay Kushwaha. I welcome you all. Let me now briefly introduce Internal Quality Assurance Cell of our institution. IQAC in any institute is a significant administrative body responsible for quality matters. IQAC in our college was established in the year 2005 after first accreditation with grade B by NAC. Our college was re-accredited with B plus grade in the year 2014, and now we are waiting for peer team visit for third cycle. IQAC remains active throughout the year, implementing quality measures for better teaching learning experiences by all the stakeholders. The sudden onslaught of COVID-19 pandemic has created a chaos around the world. This pandemic is not only seen as affecting the health of the citizens, but also is seen as hindering all other sectors of life and education as well. The time has come to serve the community against this disorder. So being a higher educational institute, the aim of organizing this international e-seminar is to initiate a massive discussion over the impact of COVID-19 on higher education. We all are aware that due to lockdown, everyone is forced to work from home and use cyberworld for this purpose. Enormous use of internet cloud and cyberspace has significantly exposed organizations to ever-increasing threats of cyber attacks. As the knowledge and means of cybersecurity and forensics is must in today's digital world. Thus, the aim of today's seminar is to create awareness about the significance of cybersecurity, forensics, and how this knowledge can be utilized in online education for higher educational institutions. The technical sessions will be led by speakers having thorough knowledge in the domain of cyber forensic and higher education. I hope that these sessions will surely benefit all the participants. My best wishes for all. Let me now invite the Principal, Dr. M. Subhas sir, for his address.
Hello. Thank you, Beg Madam. I'm very happy to say that for Janta Mahavidyalaya organizing through IPSC, Internal Quality Assurance, organizing even seminar, international seminar, e-seminar on cybercrime and impact of COVID-19 on higher education. And this is our third seminar during the lockdown period. And I congratulate all the IPSC team for organizing this seminar. Today, inaugural function we have with eminent personalities in inaugural function, namely Dr. Ashok Jivtode, Secretary Chandra Section Prasarak Mandal, Chandrapur, and inaugurator, eminent personality, sincere police officer in Chandrapur, Dr. M.C.V. Maheshwar Reddy, IPS and Superintendent of Police Chandrapur, and also with us, Dr. Ishwar Mohurley, Registrar, Gondwan University, virtually. As you know that Janta Mahavidyalaya is run by Chandra Section Prasarak Mandal. It is a trust from Chandrapur. It runs so many institutions in rural area. About 20 institutions are there in schools and junior colleges and degree colleges. And in this occasion, I welcome all the participants from various parts of the India as well as abroad. And you know that our college is it is in Chandrapur. It is in backward area. Even though we have so many faculties, we are run so many programs in arts, commerce, and science. Also, we have PG courses like botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, microbiology, like that. And in this occasion, and we are, I introduced some speakers, eminent personalities, namely Mr. Sandeep Murlidhar Mekala is going to talk on COVID-19 and cyber attack in higher education. He is a young and dynamic speaker. Another speaker we have Dr. Harold D. Costa, and is the president of Cybersecurity Corporation and CEO IQSS. Is going to talk on cyber forensic. Another speaker we have Ajay Ishwar, is the associate professor from Punjab. He's going to talk on impact of COVID-19 on higher education. I think I congratulate all the organizers for success this program. And in this occasion, I would like to thank our management and for giving the opportunity to conduct this seminar. And also I thanks to Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, Ishwar Mohurley for joining this seminar. And once again, I welcome all the participants, those who are attending, and on behalf of our management and college and staff members. Thank you so much. Over to convener.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to call Dr. Vaiva Dupachari, sir, to introduce Registrar Dr. Ishwar Mohurley, sir.
Good morning to everybody now. I'm very fortunate that I have got this responsibility and introduce to Ishwar Mohurley sir. Ishwar Mohurley sir is a registrar of Gurdwara University, Gadchiroli. He is a very dynamic person, very humble person, and I feel that I'm very fortunate to introduce him. Mohurley sir has started his educational journey in the year of 1987 from the Danish Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon. Thereafter, in the year of 2012, when the Gurdwara University established and started, he was a director of the students. Thereafter, various responsibilities he has conducted and carried out. And in the year of 2017, he became the finance officer. And then since last 2018, now he is a registrar. And now he is a full-time registrar of the Gurdwara University, Gadchiroli. Hence, along with the responsibilities he is carrying, and he has written about 4 books on its subject. Then he has published about 21 research papers in the international arena. About 6 papers presented in the various conferences, 67 papers presented in the workshop and conferences. So at this time, he is a very dynamic person. And one more introduction is that he is an actor in the Marathi drama. He has played the role of actor in about more than 50 dramas. When he was the NSS officer, he has got various awards from the government of Maharashtra as a best program officer from the government of Maharashtra in 2009. Then Nagpur University Nagpur has also awarded him the best program officer in the year of 2008. Then there are many awards to him, but it is not time do not permit me to read all the data. We feel that we are very fortunate that many times he helped us. He come on time every time, and his special blessing are with us. So thank you very much, Mohurley sir.
We all, the chief patron and president of this inaugural function, and also the President of Chanda Section Prasarak Mandal Chandrapur, Honorable Dr. Ashok Jutode sir. The inaugurator of today's function, Honorable Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, the Superintendent of Police Chandrapur, respected principal of this college, Dr. Subhash sir, coordinator of IQAC and all the IQAC committee members, and the organizing the participants who gathered over here on the online platform. I congratulate to the whole team of Janata Mahavidyalaya Chandrapur in organizing e-seminar on a very crucial and very important issue, cyber crimes and impact of COVID-19 on the higher education. After a successful event, that is the e-seminar before this on the very crucial theme recently, that is what I know, cyber security and intellectual property rights. The rapid move to online teaching and learning as a means to curtail the spread of COVID-19 has exposed universities to greater risk of cyber crimes, exploiting confusion, then a lack of training, and not a priority. I'm thankful to organizers giving me this opportunity to say a few words here. I hope and my best wishes to the e-seminar a grand success. Thank you once again.
Dr. A.Y. Surya for introducing Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, SP Chandrapur district.
First of all, a very good morning to one and all. An IPS rank officer and 100%. He completed his MBBS in the year 2008 for UPSC examination. In 2011, he secured 196 and was allotted Indian Police Service. He underwent IPS training in SPPN Academy. He is a recipient of MG Police Medal for Gallantry, DG Singnia, Karta Seva Mandal, and Antrik Seva Shiksha Medal. He is Chandrapur in this and which kept this district and brave from others. Now, to welcome Dr. Reddy in this program. Now, I would request Dr. Reddy sir for his address.
Am I seen and audible?
Sir, you are not visible, sir. आपका सर वीडियो बराबर नहीं आ रहा है.
Okay.
We are getting your voice, but not your video, sir.
So should I stop my video in that case, or there seem to be some problem with the network?
No, sir. Now you are visible now, sir.
Okay, I am visible now. At the very outset, I would like to thank Dr. Subhash sir and the delegate, the dignitaries on today's introductory function, especially Dr. Ashok Jutode sir, Dr. Ishwar Mohurley sir, Dr. Subhash Mekle sir, and all the coordinators, faculty members of Janata Mahavidyalaya, panelists, and today's participants of today's e-seminar on cyber crimes and impact of COVID-19 on higher education. I am thoroughly honored to be among you And I'm very thankful to the management, especially Dr. Subhash Mekla sir, who felt that I am good enough to address you on today's e-seminar on cyber crimes, which is a very technical topic. And I should say, this cyber crimes, no other department or none deal with cyber crimes than what police department do. Traditionally, traditionally the work of police department, especially crime prevention, crime detection, the work of police department is categorized into, crime is categorized into two categories. First is body offenses and second is property offenses. Body offense includes those offenses like hurt, murder, attempt to murder. These are the offenses which are included under body offenses. Second is category of property offense. Traditionally since ages, property offenses used to be theft, housebreaking theft, which is called as garpodi, robbery, dacoity. These are the sort of offenses which we used to deal with. Especially since last 10-15 years, the new type of threat, new type of offense which is being registered with us is cyber, the offense which are committed through cyberspace. And just to appraise you about the magnitude of cyber crimes, I would give an example of Chandrapur. In year 2019, robbery amount of property lost by the citizens of Chandrapur through robbery is 8 lakhs. Through housebreaking theft is 92 lakhs. And the amount which was cheated and which was lost by citizens of Chandrapur due to IT and this cyber crimes is 5.93 crore rupees, 5 crore 93 lakh rupees. And altogether the other offences has amounted for just 1 crore rupees. And the offences which are committed through cyberspace amounted to about 6 crore rupees. So you can calculate it is at least 6 times more than the other offences. Same is happening in 2020 also. And robbery, HBT and other sort of offences amounted till date has amounted to 71 lakhs. And the offences which are committed through cyber crimes amounted to 2.81 crores, 2 crores 81 lakhs. So you can calculate it as about 7 times more than all the offences together. So this is the magnitude of cyber crimes being committed. Cyber crimes every day, there are new type of crimes which have been evolved. Traditionally, since last few years, the most common type of crime which was committed are phishing, online frauds, especially related to ATM, OTP frauds, OLX frauds. The other type of offenses, cyber crimes which does not involve property, cyberbullying. These are other sexual offenses which are happening, which we register and we investigate. The basic difference between the other type of offenses and cyber offenses is in other type of offense, the person who is involved in this type of theft or this type of offense, he has to be physically present in the place of crime, scene of crime. In this cyber offense, the person need not be physically present in the scene of crime. He can stay at a long distance, even the other part of globe, and he can still commit a crime, cyber crime, and he can steal your money. So this is the biggest challenge for us to firstly foremost to detect this sort of offense, and secondly to collect the evidence. Especially today, I am happy to see today one of the expert is speaking about cyber forensics. So to collect this evidence, to put up in front of the court, and to convince court beyond reasonable doubt, so the accused is kept behind bars, and so the accused is convicted. These are the challenges police department has been facing. And since the committers of these offences have already started this type of crime, police department tried to strengthen our own force and to learn this type of new offense by conducting this sort of seminars, conducting training ourselves, keeping update about the happenings. Especially this type of offense, the offenses like phishing, this OTP fraud, OLX fraud, this type of offense are. Now we are well versed with this type of offense. Now we are starting to detect this type of offense. When we started detecting this sort of offense, these cyber criminals have went one step ahead and they are going to newer type of offenses like deep web, dark web, and the offenses which were committed previously were surface web. Those offenses were committed on surface web, and now the new type of offenses are going into a different level: deep web, dark web. Deep web, which involves personal information through, it could be a medical information, it could be subscription information, it could be legal document, it could be any sort of information. And the real concern for us is through dark web. In dark web, illegal activities are being hosted, like drugs, arms, this type of illegal activities have been hosted. It is really very difficult to detect and find the person involved in this type of offense. So it has become a challenge for us. The challenges are firstly to keep pace with our department is to keep pace with this type of criminals, and secondly to get this to collect right sort of evidence and to get this convict this offender. These are the basic challenges in front of us. And regarding the other topic, the challenge impact of COVID-19 on higher education. Higher education, and in that case, as far as I believe, in that case, to every aspect of life, it depends on future course, whether how the virus would behave, and whether vaccine, how early the vaccine for this virus would be found. So this would determine the course of our action, and this will determine how our lives would be changing in the future. And at the very outset, I would like to extend my best wishes for today's e-seminar. And I thank you, Dr. Subhash Mekla Saab and all the panelists. I would like to extend my best wishes, and thank you very much. You may continue.
Your valuable guidance. And now I would like to call upon Maheshwar sir to introduce President of today's event, Dr. Ashok Jyotore sir.
Thank you, madam. Respected dignitaries, dear participants, and my colleagues, a very good morning to all of you. I am glad to introduce the Secretary of Chanda Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Chandrapur, Dr. Ashok Ji Srihari Jutode sir, on the occasion of International e-Seminar on cyber crimes and impact of COVID-19 on higher education. Dr. Ashok Ji Jutode sir has worked as an academic council member and chairperson of Board of Studies in the subject of education, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, and ex-chairperson of Rashtrasant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur. Also, sir has co-opted member of Sant Gadge Baba University, Amravati. Currently, sir is working as a principal of Janta B.Ed College, Chandrapur. Apart from, sir has made significant contribution in the social and educational fields. Sir always tried to create an atmosphere of the reverence for the education and a healthy environment where academics, sports, and co-curricular facilities mold our students and motivate them to be the biggest and the best. We are honored by your presence on this occasion, sir. Thank you. I read the message of Secretary Dr. Ashok Ji Jutode sir, Chanda Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Chandrapur. It gives me immense pleasure that IQSC of Janta Mahavidyalaya is organizing a one-day international e-seminar on cybercrimes and impact of on higher education. I welcome Dr. Maheshwar Reddy, Superintendent of Police, Chandrapur, Dr. Ishwar Mohurley, Registrar, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, and Speaker, Mr. Sandeep Murlidhar Megla, Dr. Harlotte D. Costa, and Dr. Ajay Kushwa in this seminar. I also welcome Principal Dr. N. Subhash and whole organizing team and all participating principals, professors, research scholars, and students. This seminar is the need of the hour. I hope that seminar will benefit all the participants. My best wishes for this event. Thank you. Next I call Big Madam.
Thank you very much, sir, for your best wishes. Due to some technical difficulty, we are unable to stream the seminar on YouTube. So we'll just try for 2 minutes to stream it on YouTube so that all the participants are beneficial for the seminar. And Janta Mahavidyalaya Chandrapur is always ahead in organizing such seminars. We want that all the participants should take benefit of this international e-seminar. Today we have eminent and famous personalities who are going to guide us on important topics like cybercrimes and the impact of COVID-19 on higher education. Let me briefly describe about our college, Janta Mahavidyalaya. It was started by Honorable Shri S.V. Jitode Guruji in the year 1958 to educate the students, especially belonging to socially and economically backward sections of the society. Initially, undergraduate courses in arts and commerce were introduced. In the year 1961, undergraduate courses in science were also started. It was a single college in the then combined Chandrapur Gadchiroli district when it was established. The college runs postgraduate courses in commerce, in arts for the subject English and economics, in science for physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, microbiology, and computer science. The college has been re-accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore, with B+ grade and 167 CGPA. We are now in the process for third cycle. It is one of the best colleges in Chandrapur district and a popular choice of students for UG and PG courses. So all the participants, they are requested to wait for some time. We are trying to stream it on YouTube. Because of low connectivity, we are unable to stream. We want that everyone should get benefited. So just wait for 2 or 3 minutes. It will be live. As Zoom platform has the limitation of only 100 participants, Although online seminars give ease to the participants to participate, but it also poses technical difficulties. We are recording all the events. In case we are unable to stream it live, we'll show the recording afterwards on YouTube. So we regret for this technical difficulty. Let me now introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Sandeep Muralidhar Nekala. Mr. Sandeep Muralidhar Nekala did his BTech in Electronics and Communication from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University and completed his MS in Computer Science from University of Colorado. He has completed Artificial Intelligence program at MIT and currently he is completing management degree at Harvard University. He is currently working as a Director of Application Development with the University of Colorado Foundation. He has 10 years of working experience at this reputed higher educational institution, 15 years of expertise in software development and engineering, building data, BI clouds, AI strategic initiatives, and more than 6 years in various management roles, RP of his professional assets. So today we are fortunate to have with us extremely talented personality Mr. Sandeep, who is going to address us on the topic COVID-19 and cyber attacks in higher education. I request Dr. M. Subhash sir to welcome Mr. Sandeep Muralidhar Mekala. Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. Sandeep to start with his
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. Mr. Sandeep?
And also, can you see me too?
No, we are unable to see you. But please start your video, sir.
Yeah, I did start my video.
Yeah, you are visible, I think.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you give me access to share my screen, please?
Sir, to share करो. Yes, screen is visible now.
Hang on one second.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, yeah. Please
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you, IAQCell, for organizing this great event. A special shout out to my uncle and principal, Janata Mahavidyalaya. I'm really honored to actually talk to you guys about COVID-19 and cyber attacks in higher education. Yeah, so just to give an update about about me. Yeah, thank you, NBR, for giving me an intro. That was nice. I'm working for University of Colorado. It's a huge university. It's a very reputed university in the United States. So I've been working there for almost 10 years. I did my master's in computer science there, and then I've been working since then in the same university. I like the place. I moved here for 12 to 13 years back. So my immense work experience and then my interest towards working in the higher education always drives me to just still work there. So kind of research we do, what kind of stuff any other students works, or helping students or helping faculty members is our day in day out work. So that's how we do in University of Colorado. So I wanted to talk about our university and then more. So if you look at the University of Colorado, it's been founded in 1876. It's a public university. We have 4 campuses, including a medical campus too, and a research university as well. So University of Colorado Boulder, Colorado Springs, Denver, and Anschutz Medical Campus. We have almost 67,300 enrollments in whole the university system wide. It's a bigger enrollment count if you count, and we award average of 16,000 degrees every fiscal year combined. So and this particular year, like last fiscal year, we actually awarded like 16,339 degrees. And then we have an operational budget of $4.8 billion. And then we employ like faculty and staff and all the administrative people and everyone. We are almost like 37 people working for University of Colorado. So And then we have 5 Nobel laureates who are working with us in the field of physics and chemistry. I'll give like a 5 seconds to 10 seconds to just have a look at this slide. You would know how much we are actually doing. Having to do this much of big university, having 67,000 of student population, it's a huge university, and it's like a campus life. We don't call like campus or a building or something like that. We call it like a campus life, because people come here to the university to spend like 4 to 5 years completing their bachelor's, or 2 to 3 years completing their master's. And if they're doing their PhD, they're probably spending around 5 to 6 years, 6 to 7 years too, if they're completing a lot more work. So it's a bigger university. I don't want to brag more about my university though, but being such a big universities here affected by COVID-19 is like huge. You don't even believe how much we have to go through. And then even Mahavidyalaya too, like everyone in the whole world have 3 words to describe about this COVID-19. If you talk about fear, uncertainty, and doubts, there are lots of questions which you might probably have. There's a lot of uncertainty, like what's going to happen, what's next, what did we get into, those kind of uncertainties. And then fear, like, oh my God, what is happening to my family, what is happening to my neighbors, my parents, my fellow students, or anyone you talk about. There's a lot of uncertainty and fear going around. So today's declaration of global pandemic by WHO underscores what we are coming to realize, that COVID-19 disease caused by a variation of coronavirus is going to cause a level of social and economic upheaval that is unprecedented in modern times. We are already hearing from our customers that they are facing sudden and profound challenges as they seek ways to quickly support corporate directives for employees to vacate offices and corporate campuses and start working from home. Maintaining security in the face of this global office exodus presents significant risk of most organizations. So it's been like a huge big deal all the time. So for a few months, I mean, it's almost like June right now, which is 6 months. We started in like February, early stage, and then though the lockdown started a little late, but everyone was into that fear and uncertainty kind of state for so long time right now. So, and let's look at the data, like what's happening right now. Like there are 70% of organizations which got increased by cybersecurity spending, like they're actually focusing on spending much of more of their funds into cybersecurity. All the organizations, not just the higher education, not just the IT companies, not just the government organizations, every single organizations from small to big, everyone is spending a lot of money in cybersecurity after this pandemic is arrived. So there are bad guys, good guys in the whole thing. Yeah, Dr. Maheshwar Reddy also, I'm glad that he hopped on a quick moment to explain how things goes from his particular end, because we got to listen to all the different perspectives to find out what's going on right now, assess those, and then make a right decision which is good for the society and the country too. And when we surveyed, actually a bigger company surveyed, and then found out there are top 4 cybersecurity elements which has to be considered more threatenous than any other stuff, which is security awareness training programs, outreach and communication. And then there's a lot of email filtering like spam and phishing too. And then data loss preventions. How do you do those? How do you try to plan them? And then those vulnerability scannings, user devices and everything too. Those are the top ones which came up. And you can look at more into special projects, initiatives, and then firewalls and policies, building our policies, trying to help students and doing stuff. It just got flipped the whole situation around. We're spending more on the firewall. We're spending more on the email filtering, threats and intelligence. Though we have to do some kind of level of policy developments throughout the university though, but look at that. We got to focus on the initiatives like new projects or new research programs. Rather, we flipped and probably focusing more on how to actually protect ourselves, both on the health wise and then also towards protecting our assets and everything too. It's a huge thing for us right now, which is how it is going. And why target higher education? You might probably ask, like, Sandeep, you talk about a lot about your university. Now you talk about COVID. You talk about cyber. It's probably only few people who are in a IT industry where they have a lot of money, and then maybe like financial institutions like banks or something like that. But why would they target higher education? You might probably have that question. Even many higher educational institutions think about like, no issues. We got ourselves covered. Higher education is not a big threat to us. No, that's a wrong perspective. People actually, the students or anyone are very prone to those kind of stuff. That's the reason people actually target higher education, because they see losing your personal information is like losing your own self-respect, and then they could do whatever they can. Don't even expect like what they could probably do to your personal life. It's gonna change your whole life. There's a lot of financial gains. There are disruption operations, which could probably they could probably exploit the whole infrastructure too. And then there is a geopolitical objectives which apply. And then there is a credential theft. You might probably heard our distinguished contributor a few minutes ago, Maheshwar Reddy, got also told about like how much of significant changes has been done for the cyber crimes. I mean, like 6.2 crores, that's significant amount. You don't believe like people only take like a 1 rupee or 2 rupees from your account. You don't even notice. Maybe like you think like that is just a one odd rupee which is gone probably for some of the transaction missed outs or something. But you don't recognize if those kind of activities being done on a scale like to our Indian population, think how many of rupees he might probably got from each one of those accounts. 1 rupee, it's a lot of some amount of money if you think about that particular scale. And then if even for the higher education too, if they are trying to get your personal information, your grades, your professors, all that information, trying to get your, see, you pay your checks or you pay direct deposits to the universities using using some kind of app or probably online accounts or anything. If they hack into those, if they're if they hack into the higher educational system, they're hacking the whole financial accounts of each and every student too, and their parents as well. So yeah, you got to probably be more aware of what it could be if it hit a higher education. So this is all about the awareness program, and make yourself more prepared so that you're not getting through. See, we cannot stop all the hacking. We cannot stop all the cyber attacks. It's quite impossible. If you create an innovative program and then you're opting on to a killer application, and then which could stop some cyber crimes, the hacker is smarter than you. Even every person is smarter than yourself too. So they're gonna hack again on the top of that your innovative product or your creative product too, and then probably hack again. The way you probably mitigate those and then keep making them hack you and then probably preventing them is the strategy here. You cannot stop them, but have them hack you and then probably have a strategy how to mitigate, and then try to follow some few steps on finding out them, and then probably make sure gone into a custody. Finding them is the crucial part here. makes sense. I'm guessing I'm making sense a lot. So coming to next, what universities need to know to do? They need to strategize, plan, and prioritize. See, and in this pandemic, everyone would probably have a lot of different stuff, but if you don't strategize yourself, if you don't plan and prioritize, like how we were looking at the graphs previously, like, okay, now we got to stop some initiatives, readjust our budget to find out how we could probably help our students get awareness. And having Janata Mahavidyalaya and their organizers and then committee members doing this kind of awareness and e-seminar is like a huge thing for many people around in India too. And having to make those and educate their staff and students and then everyone around, helping them to know what's going on and how to make the universities or other society be in that particular perspective, thinking about that particular perspective is really a great thing. And I attached 2 documents. I also send it to people around in that in the Janata Mahavidyalaya. It has like a mitigation plan. It has like what you have to do about the cybersecurity policies, more specific to university. This is more specific to university because I work for the university and helping students too. So I feel the same thing. And then the last thing, the most important thing they got to do is communicate and collaborate. All the administrative folks of the university have to communicate to the students and faculty what their plan is and how to collaborate with all the police department, government officials, university faculty and staff, and then also the students. My next slides talk about what students and faculty need to know to do. They see how much ever the university administrative, police department, or the other governmental organizations are helping you guys. If students don't come up or faculty don't come up and say and talk what's been going through and then how to overcome and report any of the suspicious activities, no big deal is going to happen, man. So you got to come out and say talk about phishing emails and like what those emails are, what those attacks are, and be alert. Make yourself more educative. I want to ask more questions about yourself too, like what's going on, and educating yourself makes you not to panic a lot. So don't get panicked, but just ask more questions by yourself, or reach out to your IT department and find out how could you probably mitigate that stuff, or to the government officials or to the police department and find out how could anyone could probably help you. And then develop safe surfing habits. I know many people might probably be there, like a lot of people might be surfing a lot on the internet. Do that more securely. Don't give away all the stuff like your email address or phone numbers or anything. Those are your personal. And then if you try to be more social, be protective using all those security measures you got to do. See, I can pull one particular student. See the image which you look in the background, that's from Mahavidyalaya actually. And then I can point out that particular person who is in the glasses and relate to her Facebook page and find out who that person is, what she's doing right now, what is current activities and everything too. But you got to secure your social accounts, your email accounts and everything too. Don't click on any of the softwares. Don't install any unauthorized softwares or anything stuff like that. Make sure you're aware of what you're trying to do. I'm keep on talking, but I would like to have some questions around too, but at the end of the meeting. But yeah, pose any questions if you have to. So my 6 key factors that can help ensure the remote working, and I'm sure this pandemic has probably changed your lives, like going remote and working for remote and doing lots of stuff. Make sure you have a cybersecurity policy the university is implementing, and then includes that remote working is secure. And then buy your own device, bring your own device. Don't use others. Don't use a public computer and then log in there with your credentials and then give away the OTP to them. And then there are a lot of suspicious activities going on. So beware yourself, okay? And then the cyber hygiene visibility will be critical. So, and continuing education is the crucial part all the time. Even the university and then also the government officials need to educate people like these kind of activities will happen. These kind of activities will be there all the time with you, how to overcome those and how to report them. Those got to be in your day-to-day activities, and then thinking about how to be more vigilant, okay? And then don't just get onto unsafe Wi-Fi networks. Yeah, that's a wrong thing to do. Unless it's an emergency, go hop on a Wi-Fi network, but cellular network should work fine with you, because a level of security might probably be there, but you're connecting to a Wi-Fi in a coffee shop or any other public places. Make sure you're taking your measures. And then unless you want it to be hopped on, don't do any suspicious activities there or click on any other software or they're pushing out too. So, and having a crisis management plans and then executing those accordingly in this pandemic is a crucial part too. And then I'm trying to conclude here, but there's a lot more to talk. I'm sure my colleagues, other speakers is going to talk more in depth about technically what to do on the pandemic for the higher education concerns, or as what to have to do in specific to cybersecurity in detail. But this is what I would say. The crisis has been with us for a while, and it's going to be for a while too. And organizations and their employees and will be forced to make tough decisions rapidly. And enabling a remote workforce is one of those decisions. And these risks involve in accomplishing this at a speed, but the scrutiny of your networks, devices, and data shouldn't be among them. So as much as you make sure you're making more decisions and then making your lives more towards those particular pandemic changes, make sure you're securing your networks, your society, your parents, your family, and also helping the country to go securely. Make sense? Thank you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandeep, for giving valuable information. Surely, this pandemic is likely to be reversed.
No, both of them. Just we have started the
and we all have to be prepared to face
the first speaker
the problems which we are going to encounter during this pandemic, along with cyber crimes and cyber attacks. If anybody has questions, I would like to transfer those questions to you. Are you ready, Mr. Sandeep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Both.
Participants, if anybody has question, can write it in the question answer section.
There's a good question like, hey, we are sharing our emails, is that safe? Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I've been following the chat messages from the beginning. I don't want you to share because I don't know who is joining here. See, everyone is probably a professor or research or anyone, but what do you want to share unless you wanted to really share their email addresses? Share with the panelists and everyone so that you're in a group where collectively you can talk. That's a great question, Ranjit.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not a doctor.
Mr. Sandeep, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us and giving us valuable information. We will always remember you, and we hope that in future if we need your help, we'll be there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate all your encouragement.
Let us now move on to the first technical section. Which will be by Dr. Harold DeCosta. Dr. Harold DeCosta. I would like to invite Mr. Dr. Assam Surya sir.
Good morning to one and all. Now our technical problem is solved. We are streaming on YouTube and we send the link to the Telegram also. If your friends, participants are unable to join the Zoom meeting, then they can view through the YouTube also. So this session will be most fruitful for all of the participants. Now moving toward the introduction of Dr. DeCosta sir. Dr. DeCosta is the President of Cybersecurity Corporation and CEO of IQSS, Intelligent Quotient Security System. IQSS has featured in top 10 cybersecurity company in the country in matters related to cybersecurity, cyberspace, and digital evidence. He is also advisor for law enforcement agencies. He is also international trainer on cyber law, digital evidence, and cybercrime. He worked on more than 4,000 cases of cybercrime from 7 countries, trained more than 35,000 cops and 3,000 judicial officers in cyber forensics, cyber laws, digital evidence, and cybercrime investigation. He acted as a resource person in 17 international conferences and was a part of Global Cybersecurity Summit in India. He was instrumental in developing and implementing the first e-delivery of question papers for Mumbai University. He is associated with National Judicial Academy, NIA, Master Police Academy, Goa Police, and the list goes on. He co-authored 15 books in cybersecurity space. Thus, Dr. DeCosta is a highly influential and dynamic personality who is going to guide us on cyber forensics. Now, I would like to request Dr. DeCosta sir to please guide us.
Hello. May I now request Dr. N. Subhas sir to welcome Dr. Reddy Costa sir. This request, over to Dr. Reddy Costa sir. Dr. DeCosta sir. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sir is live. Hello.
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 Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. So you all are eagerly waiting for your presentation, sir. Please share your screen.
So please share your screen. You want me to share my screen?
Yes, sir. If you want, you can share your screen.
I'll just share it in some time. Can I start?
Yeah, yes, sir. Sure.
Acha, okay. Good morning, everyone. We have been slightly late. In fact, I was trying to get in touch, but I'm sure that the digital revolution in our country has reached to an extent where logged on to the internet when walking on the roads or moving on the roads. Anyway, first and foremost, I thank the college for organizing a need-based seminar, international seminar on cybercrime and the impact of COVID-19 on the higher education. Well, the topic what I have decided in the actually data forensics or on the cyber forensics, which is the need of the hour. Today, the whole of India, we have almost about 65 crore Indians who are hooked up onto internet. In fact, this statistics about 65 crore approximately Indians using internet is about 4 months old. I'm sure that in the last 3 months or so, the 65 crores might have reached to almost 70 crore Indians today using internet. We have a large flux of the people in our country who are using social networking sites. Maybe it's an Instagram, maybe it's a WhatsApp, maybe it's Facebook or any other social networking site for that matter. I remember in October 2019, when I was a part of the India Mobile Congress, when I was talking about the cybersecurity, the cyber forensics, our Honorable IT Minister, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad ji said that an average Indian spends about 3 hours, 47 minutes on social networking sites in. This was in October 2019. I'm sure that in the last 3 months, we might have this part could have also increased drastically, somewhere maybe about 5.5 hours to 6 hours per day. Now we're using the internet, maybe for a social media, maybe for an official use, whatsoever, sitting at home, so on and so forth. Well, all of these statistics, why I'm telling you is because the futuristic world will be more dependent on technology. And the education should be more focused by using the digitized technology to a larger extent. Gone are the days when we were using the traditional mechanisms as the wire media for effective teaching system. But today we have to grow up one step forward. We may not be in a position to say that we don't have a good internet connectivity, we have to make it. Well, it's the survival of the fittest, and the education sector shall have a very, very big role to use technology to ensure that the students are being made well versed on the e-learning platforms, so on and so forth. Before I start, or before I show you some of the presentations to you of what exactly I'm going to talk on this topic of cybercrime, but then one topic I've taken, the data forensics or the cyber forensics, which is extremely important. Well, some of the things what I just want to tell you about this pandemic coronavirus and the impact, what it the common public. Well, there was an article which came in the that May 16th, the end of coronavirus in India. Well, this news was highly circulated and percolated. Nothing happened of that sort. We had one of the reporter of English TV channel uploading a video of himself on Twitter. And the controversy was that the video he uploaded on Twitter was uploaded at 8:15 p.m. the Indian Standard Time, or it was early morning at 12:30. Why I'm telling you is because everything which has been digitized and uploaded today on the internet has got a time intrinsic value. Then we had yesterday we had the more number of deaths to be registered COVID-19 in Maharashtra. We had almost about 1,200 deaths more to be so-called updated. But it's a data forensic. We were not knowing the statistics which was there was impartial. Maybe some part of the work was manual, some part of the work which was computerized. All of these are some of the important facets which we have a significant role in understanding what exactly is coming in the digital world is authentic or not. Then we had one of the top leader presenting his condolence to one of the aspiring actor who recently died, and his particular the tweet which was there on the Twitter was morphed, or it was changed. The actor was turned to a cricketer. What I mean to say is that in this whole of this part, the impact of COVID-19 on higher education will be a big, significant role to play with. And that's why I found that cybercrime will be a very big topic to go on with, because I teach the law enforcement agencies, I teach the judicial agencies of the country. So I thought that let me be very specific and let me be focusing on one of the aspect of the cybercrime, the topic which is the cyber forensics or the data forensics. But before that, I'm sure that you would be very much interested to know what cybercrime is all about. Well, misuse of technology to do any unlawful activity is termed as cybercrime. In the last 3 months or so, overall, there were more than about 450,000 threats globally. Well, we had a significant amount of cyber threats in our country also. In the last 70 odd days, I personally had about 137 cybercrime cases, which I had to work on with. But let me tell you, all these cases could not see the light of the day because when you have to analyze or investigate a case, you require a lot of techniques, a lot of tools to be in place. And those things were not in part. Our hit ratio was about 25% of the cases we could get it resolved. The rest of the cases we couldn't do, but then couldn't do cannot be the answer, because now the new normal will be using the digital technology for our day-to-day in a personal life as well as into the professional environment. So let me just come on to a presentation. I hope you can see the presentation. Well, it's getting loaded. Well, okay. As it is getting loaded, and there it is. The cyber crimes and the impact of COVID-19 on the higher education. Well, when I talk about this cybercrime, there are about 10 different types of cybercrime. Let me try to talk about this as I go ahead in the presentation in what exactly this is all about. Well, when I talk about the so-called the cybercrime and the top specific on the cyber forensic, first let me be very authentic and tell you about the statistics where the job losses are taking place significantly. Well, IBM is the latest technology giant to cut jobs in the midst of the pandemic, but let's not be worried about, because in every fear there is an opportunity. So we should not look about the word fear, but we should be concentrating on the word opportunity, which we can get during this pandemic. Well, going ahead, we found that SoftBank backed Ola, he follows Uber with job cuts as revenue sinks. Well, we see this news very much on the internet, on the online media, and we get disturbed, but nothing to get disturbed, but we have to accept the fact. We had an India Bulls group sacking about 2,000 employees. Well, those employees were sacked because they were not ready for a pay cut, anywhere between 5 to 50% of the pay cut. And that's why they decided, the company decided that they no more want an employee who will not be able to withstand with what they say. Well, we don't know who is right, who is wrong, because today business opportunities have become less. And so the companies also are following the cut down procedures. In fact, just a few minutes before, also saw one news that HSBC is in the process of cutting down its employees. And that's a huge number of employees, what they are saying. Well, when I talk about the cybercrime and the impact of this COVID-19 on the higher education, one of the topics which I would like to put across is the cyber forensics, which is very, very critical aspect. But before that, let me tell you that the field of cybersecurity has got a lot of opportunities. In fact, NASSCOM predicted that by June 2020, India would require almost about 5 lakh cybersecurity professionals. But then this was almost about 6 to 8 months before. But in the last 3 months, the opportunity has grown of a cyber forensic or a cybersecurity specialist, I'm sure would, if not doubled, but at least it might have grown at least 15 to 20%. So the need of a forensic specialist is very much higher in this era. And that's why the impact, what we think of the cybercrime on the education system, where we see that the education system has to be completely dependent on technology. At the same time now, what is being spoken, what exactly is being addressed, each and everything has to be properly authenticated, and so the job prospects are too high. Let me just make you aware what this cyber forensics is all about. It's an electronic discovery technique used to determine and reveal the technical criminal evidence. The cyber crimes from and are fueled by a desire to profit from another person's intellectual property or private information. Well, almost about 137 cases what I had in this 70 odd days. Almost about 20% of the cases what I had were from the corporates. And the corporates were saying that their intellectual property data has been stolen. Maybe their data has been stolen because of their laxity also. Because we as a nation, we almost have 98% people in our country who are having a laxity as far as security to the system is concerned or their digital device is concerned. I had to see any person who can say that I am 100% secure in this cyberspace. Even I am also not secure. The reasons are plenty. The first of the reasons that why we are not secure on this cyberspace is simply because this cyberspace is not a guarded one by one agency or by one country. There is no owner of internet, one single owner. Well, it is a consortium, a group of like-minded people coming together to form a security for this platform. In genuinity, nobody can claim that I am owner of internet. Well, on the cyber forensics, it can readily display a digital audit trail for analysis by experts or by law enforcement. But what I mean to say is that when I say experts or law enforcement, doesn't mean that the field of cyber forensics is only applicable for the law enforcement, the police, or the ancillary organizations of the law enforcement. It is adequately required by corporate, by semi-government organizations. In fact, every vertical today has to require a cyber forensic simply because a lot of data is getting churned as far as the internet space is being concerned. The second biggest aspect as far as the cyber forensic part is concerned is about the jurisdiction. For example, a person sitting in Iran can hack into a system or can hack into a system of an individual who is from our country, from India. The technology which the person sitting from Iran could be of US, and the server from where the hacking took place could be registered somewhere in Korea. You have got 4 nations now where exactly the cybercrime gets registered, how to get the evidence, how to get this information to nab the criminal is a big question mark, because we have 4 nations now. So how to move, where to move becomes a big question. And that's why the law enforcement has to play a critical role. So is the judicial agency of our country also. Then the law enforcement and judicial agency, their job is not only related to the digital audit trail. So you require experts. And these are some technical experts who would be required to present the evidence in form which can be accepted by the court for its final pronouncement of the judgment. The developers often build programs to combat and capture online criminals. These applications are the crux of cyber forensics. Well, going ahead, when we talk about the cyber forensics, most vulnerable devices to cyber crimes, well, routers and switches, almost about 47%. The server and the server rooms, that's about 50%. The most vulnerable device for cybercrime is a desktop and laptops, followed by smartphones. India today has got almost about 128 crore SIM cards used uniquely by about 92 to 93 crore Indians. Believe me, these statistics, what I'm just sharing it with you, is about 3 months old. Because in the last 3 months, the government is fighting coronavirus. So most of the organizations of the government, they are now not inclined towards the statistics, not inclined towards the other part. They are there to fight for us for this coronavirus because it's a survival of the fittest. At home, secured. The moment you go out, we have the coronavirus. We heard about virus, at least from the technological front, on a digital device. But now outside when you go, you have a big virus than the virus which we have got on our digital systems. So the desktops and laptops are most vulnerable, followed by the smartphones, then the tablets, then the Wi-Fi's. Well, the Wi-Fi connections have also increased exponentially. Most of the people today, they are not much having the security for their routers. They're not having the security for their Wi-Fi points. As a result, they could be victimized and a lot of critical informations could go out. And most important is that the victimization. In fact, in digital world, once a person becomes a victim of cyber fraud, to prove that he has not done it takes a lot of time. There are many assets for this. One of the reasons is that we have very, very few cyber forensic specialists in the country and in the global world also. The second and the most important aspect is that we don't have any organization been nominated that when a user downloads an app or when a user downloads any software from the cyberspace or from the internet space, there is no organization that says that whether this app is secured or it is unsecured. Only say that then there are some advisory bodies which are there. They only will say that whether it is secure or not secure only when a crime occurs. But before that, there is no organization which says whether the app what you download in your system is secure or not secured. Well, you have got server and the server rooms and the routers and the switches. They also play a very critical role as far as the crime is concerned. They are very vulnerable and susceptible as far as the crime is concerned. Well, when we talk about the cyber forensic, what does a forensic expert do? The first one is to investigate and retrieve cybercrime evidence from storage device. Very important. I would say that human lies, but a technology cannot lie unless and until it is compromised with. But to compromise an electronic evidence requires a lot of to go into. Whenever any electronic device is been compromised, somewhere within that device, the lock sheet which is maintained in the device, we would get that critical evidence which could be important in getting the information that who compromised it, so on and so forth. Dismantling and reconstructing information and security systems. Retrace cybercrime evidence back to the initial breach and identify which security weaknesses allowed it. Well, this is a very important part because when you talk about a digital evidence is something which is very volatile. It changes its information, it changes its intrinsic value from time to time, and therefore this evidence have to be properly recorded, properly stored, and properly presented. Organize cybercrime evidence in clear, detailed reports accessible to executives, law enforcement, lawyers, and judges. Today, one of these cybercrime which I have seen largely is on the emails. Well, on March 27th, 2020, just 2 or 3 days after the lockdown, I had one case coming from an entrepreneur who said that he has lost 65 lakhs from his corporate company account. I said, what happened? He said that we do all payments through online mechanism. And they had their vendor in Singapore. For the last 3 years, he used to send a mail the moment the material was attached. So he used to send a mail, ask customer in India to make the payment online. And he used to give the account details in that email. And based on that, the payments used to be made. 3 years, no problem happened. On March 24th, 25th, he received one email from his vendor from identical email ID stating that due to this COVID-19 in Singapore, they have made a point that the account which normally this customer used to transfer the money into that account, they said that this account we have just, for some audit purpose, we are not using that bank account. So the payment what you're doing now, the consignment what we have given, this payment you make in so and so account. Now that account was completely different, but it had come with the identical email ID of that vendor. Now this organization was not in a position to identify that this was a spoofed mail, not authentic mail, even though the email ID from where it came was an authentic one. And based on that, this owner of the organization, he called up his accountant and said that this time when you make the payment to the vendor, you make the payment in so and so account. The accountant cannot say no to his entrepreneur, to his boss, and he did that payment. And the moment that payment was made, it was not made into the authentic account of the vendor, but it went into a fraudster account. Now this organization almost lost 65 lakh rupees. I would say almost. The reason was that we were able to get this money back. But how we were able to get this money back was a job of a forensic expert, was a job of a cybersecurity expert who got in the fray, communicated with the bank. This person who had transferred the money into so and so account, he found that this was a fraudulent account. Immediately, he made a complaint to the police. Immediately, team started to work and were able to get this money back. But let me tell you, in how many cases would this particular system work so fast? What I mean to say is that you have a big role as far as cyber forensic or a cyber security expert is concerned. So on the education perspective, you see the news that jobs are lost. Don't worry, you have one field which is growing rationally, which is growing exponentially. A lot of people would be required. Improve organizational security of executives on system improvements and training employees on cybersecurity matters. That's the most important part. The types of cyber forensics. You have over here some types. Let me just, in each of those types, let me just spread out maybe 2 to 3 sentences on each one of them. The first one is on the network forensics. Well, a network forensics is identifying the breaches, the best security practices which are followed into a network. Well, you have got various types of a network. It's a LAN, MAN, WAN, connected WLAN, connected over a wide enterprise. But then anything, what happens onto a network has to be properly guarded, properly checked that an unauthorized person has not become a part of this network. The second part is web forensics. Well, a lot of things, go on to websites. Many of the times it has been found that people go on to some websites, it's not an authentic one. But then how then to find out that this site on which a person visited was an authentic one, a fake one, so on and so forth. A web forensic also means that if the system of an individual or an organization is hacked, then from the log sheet which is maintained at the local system or the local place, how that information should be retrieved, and the perpetrator of that crime could be arrested or could be brought to the book law. The third one is the data forensics, and this is something which is very important and very critical because most of the things are digital. And when you talk about the data forensics, when you talk about the COVID-19, also, every day we see some information being circulated on the internet. Maybe it is an information circulated by an individual who is not competent enough to put that figure on place. But then when it comes on the internet, people just transmit that information related to COVID-19 as if that particular information will help out some third party, so on and so forth. Proactive forensics. This is something that is very critical. Prevention is better than cure, and that's what proactive forensics is. Today, organizations have got systems in place. They have got data in place. But then when you talk about the security, well, it becomes a big question mark. Security is something which has to be more than the data, I would say. Prevention is better than cure. The next one is the email forensics. Well, I just discussed with you about a case where how I almost about losing from 65 lakh rupees. Well, got the money back. Well, the chances of getting the money back is maybe out of 100, maybe about 5 to 6% could receive. But then the job of an email forensics is to identify the email which has been received by the recipient is authentic one or a spoofed one. For those who are from the institutions, from the colleges, let me tell you, every email, when it has been broadcasted from a system or from a network, it always goes with an email header. So if I send a mail to you, my email also will have an email header attached. And that email header has to be examined by an expert who is a cyber forensic. So from interpreting information which is coming on the email headers, he or she would be then in a position to say that whether the email which is received is a genuine one or a spoofed one. The next is enterprise forensics. Well, we have got large systems which have been communicated, which have been interlinked together, various types of intranet, internet, the bands, all getting communicated. We have got the application server, we have got the development server. All of these, when you get connected into a multifaceted organization, is your enterprise. It's a big system, big network. So when you are having different heterogeneous systems getting connected to form one bigger network, it's an enterprise. And big organizations, big MNCs, the health infrastructure industries, your telecom sectors are very enterprise versions. And these organizations require a huge amount of forensic to be done because huge amount of data is out. Next one is cyber forensics. Well, a very critical aspect about it. When you talk about the cyber forensics, data forensics, digital forensics, all is associated with the information perspective. And when you talk about the cyber forensics, it is nothing but examining the data and finding out whether this particular data can be helpful in solving a crime, solving a case for that matter. Let me tell you, when you talk about the forensic as a subject as such, well, emails which have been deleted can be recovered. WhatsApp messages which have been deleted can be recovered. SMS which have been deleted can be recovered. For that matter, any digital footprints which has been available on the internet and deleted can be recovered. So what I mean to say that this space, if it's vulnerable, it has also got one positive facet. And the positive facet is that every digital footprint which has been there on the cyberspace, which is there on the servers or which is governed by the internet, it can be recovered to a large extent. I remember a case wherein the law enforcement agency got in touch with me. A 28-year-old doctor, he committed suicide. And then he had also written a note, this particular, the death table. He had written that nobody should be made accountable for his death. But then his parents thought that no, Yasin could not commit, or he will not commit suicide. And therefore, when the body was taken for post-mortem, in the bedroom, there was one laptop. And that laptop was the only one source for us to find whether it was a suicide or whether somebody killed him, whatsoever for that matter. The forensic of that laptop was there. It was revealed that he was under a lot of financial stress. There was some which was found in that laptop, which led to the final conclusion that because of a lot of financial burden, he took this particular step. What I mean to say that there was no more, but his laptop, which contained that data, gave that critical evidence to find out what led for him to take this particular step, and so forth. The next one is digital forensics and the system forensics, which is an auxiliary of what we had discussed about the web, the proactive, the enterprise forensics, so on and so forth. Well, I would love to tell you, because today we find only jobs getting lost. But then I thought that let me also put up, not only talking to you about the need of the cyber forensics, but also tell you about the opportunities also in this cyber forensics. Well, the first one is the computer forensic analyst. Interesting job. I've been there in this field for the last 14 odd years. Worked on more than 4,500 cases of cybercrime, 7 different countries worldwide. And this is one of those particular jobs which is very interesting, especially for a youngster, where he would be playing a role in recovering the documents or data from the documents, photos, emails, from computer hard drives, so on and so forth. Well, the forensic analyst also could be there on cases involving offenses committed on the internet and examine computers that have been involved in other type of crime in order to find evidence of illegal activity. Well, we talk about a computer forensic analyst. Well, his job is like a doctor only, a medical doctor. A medical doctor examines a patient. Well, a forensic analyst examines a digital device, a computer, a mobile phone for that matter, and finds out some clinching evidence which could be used as far as the case is concerned. Well, use of forensic tools and investigative methods to find specific electronic data, including internet use history, word processing documents, images, and the files. Well, I just said some time before to you, anything data which has been churned out on your individual local machine onto the server doesn't get deleted forever. There are various ways from which it could be recovered back. Well, use their technical skills to hunt files and information that have been hidden, deleted, or lost. The detectives and other officials analyze data and evaluate its risk to under the investigation. But today, everybody looks at the money component, and why not? Because if you are working, then money is a very important part. The average, which says about 4 lakhs per annum, which is a decent sum to go on with. Well, demand for a cyber forensic professional is huge. Well, India alone would require about 5 million cybersecurity and cyber forensic professionals by 2020. Well, this was something about 6-7 months before. But then I'm telling you, maybe about 20% minimum rise could be there now as far as the job prospects in the cybersecurity and the cyber forensic part is concerned. Now, just as business might hire security, even their local police force, so must a business also hire a cyber forensic staff. So now most of the organizations today, even the education sector, also require a cyber forensic staff to ensure that their systems are not being compromised, not by a third party. And if they are attacked, then who is that person, from where the access was being taken, so on and so forth. Well, the companies doubled the size of the cybersecurity and cyber forensics teams in the recent years. Well, I've been a witness to this. In 2006, when I was telling about cybercrime, cybersecurity, cyber forensics to the law enforcement, to the judicial, to the corporates, there were hardly any others come. Everybody said, no, India would not have much threats in the cyberspace because we still are doing manual jobs. It take about 50 odd years for India to adapt technology. It's wrong. Internet came in our country somewhere in 1994, and as on now, in 2020, we are second largest user of internet in the world. We are very, very close to China. If China is having about 72 to 73 odd Chinese people using internet, we are about 65 crores. So 65 crores was about 3 to 4 months before. Well, we'll be close to 70 crores now with this pandemic, this coronavirus in place, where now we are using technology in a larger flux. We may be close to 70 crores at this moment. By 2021, we may be the largest user of internet in the world. So the need of the cybersecurity and the cyber forensic teams will be larger in the days to go ahead with. That's a very interesting thing, we talk about the part, what are the career opportunities? Most important thing is that the education. Well, you don't have to be Einstein, or to that matter, you don't require multiple skill sets, or you have to be a postgraduate, or for that matter. Well, diploma or associate or a bachelor's degree also can do, although I do agree that now there are very few universities in our country having such type of programs. But then I'm sure that now we are using digital technology to the highest level. There will be universities, and in fact, every state should at least have a couple of universities, because the demand in this sector is huge. Although our government has specified that they will be coming up with some 1 or 2 universities in the country, but I think 1 or 2 universities will be too less. At least 2 universities in one state. At least a state like Maharashtra, we should have at least two universities have it, because the need is much higher, and the demand also is exponentially on the higher side. Well, the protected job, this is some of the US Bureau of the Labor Statistics gave that 28% for information security analysts, 7% of these would be for the police detectives, and 11% for the private detectives, the investigators. So there is a project job growth in the next in 2016 to 2026. These are some of the projections been given up, and the median annual salary is just about $1 lakh for an information security analyst, and almost about $64,000 for police and detectives, and almost about $50,000 for private detectives and investigators per annum. Well, the next part on the SOC specialist or the forensics, well, the relevant experience is little higher in the terms of the SOC specialist. The most important part when you talk about the cyber forensics point of view should be having a hands-on experience in operating systems. 2 of the operating systems which have been used widely are the Linux and Windows. Of course, there are other open platforms also, the open OS also, which are being available. One of them, which is widely used by law enforcement and the judicial agency in the country, is Ubuntu. And I would recommend that this is one of the operating system which is the future in the days to come across. But this SOC specialist would be mostly relevant, having a hands-on experience in various operating systems, well experience in computer and email forensic tools, perform the VAPT. Well, that's very important. Many organizations have found, at least in our, where they are conscious as far as their security to their network is concerned. It's very important. We have the law in place, IT Act 2011, the Information Technology Act 2011, intermediary rules and regulations, which means, which says that every organization which is holding the data of its client, of its customers, has to do a VAPT test. That's a vulnerability assessment and penetration test. And these particular tests have to be audited every particular 6 months down the line. The main objective of this VAPT is to identify the weakness in the network and find out a remedial measure by which these weaknesses could be removed. Well, prepare regular security assessment dashboards and present to relevant stakeholders to measure the effectiveness of controls in place. Perform forensic analysis and search for malicious artifacts. Well, more than, if you see it out, there were more than 10 lakh individual type of malwares which are available on the cyberspace. And it is humanly impossible for 1 or 10 people to find out that these 10 lakh, more than 1 million of the malware. So you require a huge amount of teamwork, and a huge amount of people would be required to find out these malware threats and how it could be minimized. Perform threat analysis and assessment. Well, the salary is something which is very interesting, about 10 lakhs per annum, but the experience is about 6 to 8 years, which is required. The principal consultant, well, a principal consultant would be required to analyze from different work stream, from computer forensics, mobile forensics, audio, video forensics, so on and so forth. Well, this is the audio, video forensics, mobile forensics grown exponentially the last 1 year. In fact, I'm a practitioner. I work in the forensic domain. I found that every third person today who's using a digital technology somewhere become a victim. Maybe he wants to find out, whether the WhatsApp what he has received is genuine or a spoofed one. he comes across and says that I have deleted some WhatsApp messages from my device. Is it possible to recover? Some of them come up with, I want to know the location that on this day where I was. Now, these are some of the information which your mobile records it, and we keep the location on. So the moment the location is kept on, this information is being recorded in the device. Well, the job of a cyber forensic is then to get this data, which this data may help that particular user to present this evidence in the court of law for him to prove about his innocence. What I mean to say is that when you talk about the mobile forensics, when you talk about the audio video forensics, one interesting facet which comes to my mind is about the Google Maps. Well, today the court also believes the information is presented from the Google Maps. They are also used as a primary evidence. Let me also tell you that when this same information, what is being treated as a primary evidence, this also could be distorted. For example, when you have the Google Map, information could be changed that on so and so date, considering that I was in Chandrapur, well, on so and so date, the information will be modified. I was somewhere in Nagpur or in other part of the country. Well, then it is the job of a forensic to find out that whether this data which has been presented from the Google Maps is an authentic one or it is a spoofed one. Well, audio video forensics, I remember about a very interesting case which came about an audio forensics to me. A person, I was training the assistant public prosecutors from Maharashtra 3 to 4 years before. And at night about 10:30, I got a call saying that, I want to meet you. I said, who are you? He said, he gave me a reference of the person whom I knew, and I want to meet you. I want to meet you today itself. And it was almost about night 10:30. What it is? He said, no, it's my letter. I said, okay, fine, because he was just about 3 to 4 kilometers away from where I was placed. About 11 o'clock, he reached to my place and he said that my son is about to get married, and to the girl to whom is about to get married, her father has received a call saying that not to get their son married, not to get his daughter married to this guy. And the evidence was just audio, because the girl's father was an intelligent person. So when he received this call, his recorder was on. So he recorded the conversation. He immediately called up his would-be son-in-law and told him that, son, I have received something where it says that my daughter should not get married because something about your past he shared with me. And so they came with the audio to me and said that, is it possible to find out this audio is authentic or not? Is it possible to find out the source from where this call was made was a genuine location, fake location, so on and so forth? Well, that call was originated through VoIP, from VPN, masking from using Tor, so on and so forth. So not generally, it is extremely difficult to find out the source because it is being routed through various different servers on the internet. But then he came with that audio to me. And when he came up with the audio to me, he said that, is this audio authentic? I said, it cannot be, you cannot make it authentic or not. I cannot tell you at this moment. It has to be examined whether this audio has been clubbed with something else or whether it has been morphed. And so I said that, you please make a complaint to the crime branch of your district. And then in the meantime, I will also do an analysis of this audio. Okay. Within the next 24 hours, he gave me a call and said that we found out that person who made this call, disguised call. He said to my would-be father-in-law. I said, very good. You are lucky that you could find it out. He said, yeah, I'm lucky. Then I want you to examine this audio, which, my would-be father-in-law has recorded now. In that recording conversation, the call was made to this person, to the girl's father. Said, yesterday I made the call to you. I made the call to you when I was drunk. I'm very sorry that whatever I spoke to you was wrong. This guy is a boy, is a very good boy. Please forgive me. He never told his name. He always masked his identity. This conversation also, the girl's father recorded it. And so the next day when he came to me, he came up with this particular audio also. And he said to me that you examine that this audio is authentic or not. I said, why to examine whether that audio is authentic or not? Because he has made a call. No, you have to tell me, please tell me that this is an authentic one. Well, I was doing the analysis of both the videos, both the audios, I'm sorry. The audio which was made a day before and the audio which was made just a few hours before. And when I was examining both audios, if you listen with your ears, you'll find that both the audios are authentic. Authentic means the voice, pitch, the tone, everything will look as if it is the same voice. But then when the digitized forensic tools were used, it was found that the second audio was a doctored audio. It was doctored. It was a mimicry, a person who is very good at mimicry. Actually, he was hired by the boys, by the boys' family, and he then made a call, disguised call to the father of this girl, saying that yesterday I made the call. Actually, it was wrong. I was drunk, so on and so forth. So if you hear the voice, with your ears, you'll find that both the audios are similar talking. But then the forensic tool, the digital forensic tool available, concluded that this particular voice of two different people and not of one individual. Well, I would say that the life was saved because the first call which was made was a genuine call, and the second call was a fabricated call, morph, whatever like you would love to say about it. But what I mean to say is that this is how a digital forensics can miss a person, and how a cyber forensic person, how a cyber forensic specialist can be in a position to examine that this piece of electronic evidence is authentic or not. Well, going ahead, well, there are some tools, NCASE, FTK, UFED Analytics, our law enforcement agency large uses NCASE and UFED for their particular purpose. Well, a digital forensic consultant would require an excellent report writing skills and oral presentation skills. And the average pay of a digital forensic consultant, somewhere about 6 lakhs per annum, which is a decent sum. Well, going ahead, there's also a cybersecurity analyst. Well, his job is more like checking the security within a network, ensuring that the right people are being given the permissions to work within that network, and the intruders, they have been discarded, but they are not been allowed to be part in the network, so on and so forth. Of course, has a small role to investigate security breaches and other cybersecurity incidents. Well, anywhere between 4 to 6 lakhs, that could be his salary. Well, the network security engineer, well, this is a old version. We have been talking about network security engineer at least from the last 10 to 12 years. But a network security engineer is a very critical one because he becomes the foundation as far as the network is concerned. The thing is that when you talk about a network security engineer, today network security engineers have been graduated to a level that they have to be not only checking for the health of the network, they also ensure that the firewalls, routers, switches, which is a part of the network, are being configured according to the law of the land. This is something which is very critical. I've seen organizations who build systems, but they don't configure the firewalls according to the law of the land. And when you talk about this, even some of the universities in which the acquaintance to work with, I found that some of the universities have invested in firewalls, routers, but till the time it is not configured according to the law of the land, may be a dead investment. Salary, any between 4 to 8 lakhs, well, it's a good one. So a security architect, so on and so forth. Security architect makes mostly company policies and procedures for how their company's employees should use the security systems and decide on the action in case of lapses. A cybersecurity manager, well, most of the, you'll find post-COVID, all of these job titles will become very common in the next 3 to 6 months. Most of the mutant type of the work will now be replaced by the technology. When you use technology, there'll be a lot of crimes which will be taking place. And what designations I'm showing to you will become as a common household names, at least for the professionals. You'll be finding that these names are very much commonly being used. And so is a cybersecurity manager. Well, he also will play a very critical role as far as the maintenance different protocols within the organizations. The CISO, well, this is something, the topmost job opportunity I would love to say about it. All the banks, all the bigger MNCs, they have got CISOs who are working in the organization. One of the important aspect or important responsibility of a CISO is to working with the staff to identify, develop, implement, and maintain process across the organization to ensure that there are no security breaches. And the third point, responsible for overseeing the implementation of security policies and procedures within the organizations. What I have to say is that a CISO plays a very critical role to ensure that the security has not been breached of this network. But then I also say, add it up, that no security is 100% foolproof. And therefore, if eventuality happens, then the cyber forensic specialist has to play a very critical role to ensure that not only the person is caught, how this breach took place, how to fix up the patches, how to ensure that this won't happen in the future, so on and so forth. So all in all, in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I would like to sum up this particular part in terms of the cyber forensics, and that is the cyber forensic job. The cyber forensic today is a very critical element as far as any technology is being concerned. That's point number one. Point number two, all said and done, I would say that the mundane jobs will not be replaced with technological related jobs. And then the technology related jobs will be there. There'll be a lot of technical factors which will be involved. People will be there in different locations getting connected to one network or networks. So during this time, there may be a lot of breaches which may be taking place. Well, a cybersecurity specialist and so a forensic specialist will play a very critical role in examining the evidence which has been found, from which source it has happened, so on and so forth. The third most critical element, as I do find out, is the awareness and the education of this subject. Well, I understand, because I have a slight a background coming from the academic perspective also. And I understand that there are some certain courses which have been as a part of the, you have some one paper, I believe, in terms of the, for those who are undergoing their graduation, so on and so forth. One paper, then let me tell you, the paper is very theoretical. But then now what you require is a practical based aspect. My topic was on related to the cyber forensics, but let me conclude by telling you, if any person knows your email ID today, not know your password of your email ID, but still he can send an email from your email ID to any person in this universe, not knowing the password. You can have your password of your email ID, maybe a combination of characters, numbers, special codes, whatsoever. Then for a criminal, he doesn't require the password, but still an email can be generated from your email and can be sent to a third person in the universe. What is more important is that the person who receives that email ID should not be in a position to understand whether this is a genuine one or whether this is a spoof one. Point number two, the WhatsApp messages. Well, there are a lot of hype. WhatsApp is encrypted, end-to-end encrypted. Well, technically, I do agree that WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted. But to talk from a legal perspective, even a WhatsApp message also can be modified. It can be tuned to make it viable for a person to favor him or her in his or her matter. So about the encryption, well, you send a message to me, say for example, I want, but on my device, it not come as I want to meet you. It can come something else. And when something else comes, how to believe which part of that message is true, whether the sender who has sent the message to me, whether his side of story is true, or the message what I received at my end on my WhatsApp, is that true? Well, once again, the job of a forensic will come to find the authenticity of the message, well, whether this is a genuine one or a spoofed one. Point number 3, and that is on the SMS point of view. Well, the SMS, today, a lot of techniques are available. VoIP is in place, where a SMS can be generated from any person's number to any person in this universe. The job then is to find out SMS which is received is actually originated from that sender's number, or whether it has been spoofed and then it has been sent. Point number 4, as I told to you about Google Map, and in that case also the credentials or the total details which are uploaded on this map also could be modified, also could be changed. Job of a forensic specialist then would be that how this particular information which is that Google server on that Google map is an authentic or not. And last but not the least, let me tell you, any data which is generated on the digital device, on the cyberspace, on the internet, it never gets deleted forever. We will come, we will live, we will die, but our digital footprints shall never die. And then under these contexts, it's very important that what we communicate, how we communicate, to whom we communicate on the should be done with lot of good cyber hygiene practices. Our Prime Minister says that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, I endorse to that point, but in today's context, I just take it in a point that there are more, and of course, the things have opened up far better than what we were about 15 days before. But then there are more people sitting inside rather than on the roads or outside. So I would like to add that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is definitely required. But today we also required Swachh Internet Abhiyan. The cyber hygiene practices is most another critical element is that require these servers. Today we Indians have all servers, most of the servers for that matter, which are located outside India. We say only Swadeshi, but digital technology comes, we are all Videshi. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, name any of the social networking app for that matter to me. All is outside. TikTok is outside, but then only for the namesake we say we are Swadeshi. But when we talk about the digital world, we are all Videshi. I'm sure that if anybody tells to Baba Ramdev, whom I'm a big fan of his yoga, I'm sure if somebody tells Baba Ramdev, I'm very sure that in the next 48 hours, we will have our own server, one price that will be a Patanjali server also. But then if it comes, I'll be happy, and so is a crore of Indians would be happy that we'll be using our own local server where the information could be churned down, not going out to any country where misuse of this data could be at a higher point. So thank you very much. I've just taken a little slightly more time, but then I thought that before I should give some justice to this topic. So I spoke to you from a technical, from a job perspective, also spoke up from the social perspective to you, giving you a little brief what this subject could be all about. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you're most welcome to ask me.
Thank you very much, sir. In a very short time, you have very nicely explained what is cyber forensic to our participants. Now the session is open for discussion. We'll take certain questions which our participants have asked.
Can I take, there are a couple of questions which are in the chat.
Yeah, you can take from there also.
I had some anonymous is there. He has put a very good question. And I want to answer that. Is there any specific enforcement agency for combating cybercrime? Well, I would love to say that when you talk about specific law enforcement, your local police, well, they are the, if at all you become a victim, or any person for that matter becomes a victim, for that purpose, it is the local police, and local police have got the authority to investigate cybercrime. And for, if you talk about the cybercrime, well, there is one agency, but then that agency is at central government level. and that is CERT. But CERT won't entertain anyone which is coming from common citizens. CERT will only take the matters which are coming from big corporates, or they will take the matter which is related to the nation security, so on and so forth. But then law enforcement agency, if any person becomes victim, the local police is empowered to investigate and to book criminal, and the court is there to pass on the order or the judgment depending upon what was the modality of that crime, so on and so forth. But I would also say that let's try to minimize use the law enforcement agency, because prevention is than cure. Today, all said and done using technology. So I think we should be very much at our end to ensure that we only know the preventive techniques and let not depend completely on the law enforcement agency that they should come to our respite, because nobody forces us to use internet. Internet using is our choice. And now the Supreme Court also has said that it's a fundamental right. But since it's a fundamental right, it's a fundamental right also that should be also protected, and we should also have a preventive mechanism in place at the individual level also. The second question, Dr. has put up, what mechanism to detect cybercrime in forensic and its reliability? It's a very important question. The first thing is that you have a lot of tools which are some of the tools I did show it into my slide. NCASE is there. That's one which is widely being used. There is a tool of Cerebrite, which is an Israeli product. But then most of the law enforcement corporates, they use this particular tools to put it up. And its reliability, well, the reliability of any evidence as far as the cybercrime is concerned is basically with how the evidence is collected. I'll tell you a small case, and then maybe we can wind up if there are no questions. And that is, if tomorrow, if I become a victim of, say, a fake Facebook profile, and if the law enforcement agency, if the police just takes a printout of that profile and attaches it as part of its document tomorrow to produce it in the court, well, the document will not have any value. The simple reason is that because today there are hundreds of tools available where such type of page could be made. So the procedure that how this information was collected is very important. And that is basically, we say, scientific word is chain of custody. So whether if my fake profile is in there, how it has been collected by the law enforcement agency, how it is preserved, how it has been recorded, whether a hash value has been calculated for. So once all done, then the job of the tools and technology come. So the tools and technology will become an added version to the evidence been collected, and finally this evidence will be produced in the court. The reliability will be checked by the court, the authenticity shall be checked, and then the criminal who has done that part will be prosecuted, the sentence will be so on and so forth. Yes.
So one more question we'll take. It is whether Google Meet, Zoom, they are safe for taking online classes.
I have received this. In fact, I think in the last 3 months, almost 3 months, I spoke on 34 different types of webinars. And this question, it probably in all webinar, this question was asked whether Zoom is safe. I would like to add 2 points into this. First, you check where the server of Zoom is located. And I think it is not India. Even though it is not India, you can check for the sub question on this, whether there is any agency in India that tomorrow of Zoom, tomorrow you become a victim, will that agency in India, which is a part of Zoom, will be in a position to take up your matter. That's something which is very important, where we talk about the jurisdictional point of view and the nodal officer for that. Now the technical parameter, which I think most of you would be interested to know whether Zoom is safe or it is unsafe. Well, I would say that Zoom is safe to a large extent. Why Zoom is unsafe, let me also tell you. I've seen that, while this meetings or these webinars are being organized on the Zoom platform, the passwords are being sent. Well, you need not send the password, because if the passwords are sent tomorrow, today, if you send me one link, I will pass that link to another person. That another person will send to another third person. And like this, you'll have a lot of people, some of them who are part of that network, and some of them who are not at all remotely connected also become a part of that particular network. And these are the people later on who use this part of the information to commit a crime. I think the basic thing what arises is not the technology of Zoom, which is secured or not secured. The basic thing which arises is that how do we use it? So when we have about the password, whether we are sharing this password to every person in this universe or we are sharing this to a selected group. Number two, when a person is trying to get an entry to our webinar or to a session, whether we are validating that email ID, whose it is, from where it is, and then giving access, this point has to be checked. And number three, and what I just shared with you sometime before or discussed with you, is that where is the server located? Well, the server of this is outside India, but even though it is outside India, if they have got a nodal officer within India, then I think that person we can still communicate and have this particular technology, have this particular app to be a secure one. I found overall Zoom did not have any problems. The problem was there only in its point of view, but nothing from its technological perspective. Yes.
So one question we'll take from YouTube viewers. There's
From?
one YouTube. We have streamed this video on YouTube also. So there is one participant, Mohurley, who want to ask, how can we come to know that our account is hacked?
How to know?
How can we know that our account is hacked?
No, which account? Whether it's account, whether it's social networking account.
Email account, then what is the procedure, or if it is bank account?
I think, when you talk about your email account is hacked, you will not be able to know unless and until you have some person coming and telling you that I have received mail from your email account. Then you deny and not send. You know that okay, you have become a victim of it. So how my account is hacked? Well, you could still have built some preventive mechanism. One is the two-factor authentication, what you can build it across. If somebody wants to hack into your email account and you have got two-factor authentication to it, then you will have the OTP, which will be generated your registered mobile number. And if you have not asked for a password reset, if a third person is asking for a password to be done, or if a third person wants to account without you knowing about it, with this two-factor authentication, you will get an advisory for mobile phone, which can where if you have not logged into the account, somebody else is doing it, but that somebody else will not be able to do it unless and until that OTP is given by them. This is the one way where you will come to know that your account is somewhere looking to be compromised. Point number two, if your account is hacked, then your job is to report to the law enforcement agency as early as possible, especially in terms of the frauds when the bank account gets to be. There have been a lot of increase as far as cyber frauds are concerned, especially senior citizens are losing their money. In one of the instances, a senior citizen almost lost 45,000 rupees. She had ATM card with her, and having the ATM card with her, but still there were about 4 transactions which were done, cumulative of 45,000 rupees fraud, which was done from her account, even though the card was with her. Under this point of view, that a senior citizen lady was very agile. She immediately went to the bank, made a complaint. Let me tell you, there are rules and regulations by RBI. If you become a victim of any financial fraud, please ensure that you go to your branch where your account is and make a complaint within 3 working days. If you make a complaint within 3 working days, And if it is found that that particular money was fraudulently removed from your account, you will get your complete money back. So your account which was hacked, once again get credited with that particular money into your account. So have two-factor authentications, which are very critical. And suppose even that two-factor authentication you have, because everything in technology, I always say, condition. So nobody is 100% safe this. If you happen to be, that please go and make a complaint immediately. I'm telling you, you will get your money back for the financial fraud is concerned. And if you are making a complaint to the law enforcement agencies, which are not related to the financial fraud, the more earlier you make, there is the chance of getting the criminal to be caught. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. We have many more questions, but because of time limitations, we are not able to ask him. Dr. Harold Costa, sir, has given a very important message that cyber hygiene practices should be followed by everyone because in this world, in today's world, we can say that everyone has become cyber addict. So precaution is better than care. Like Swachhata Internet Abhiyan, it is the need of time as said by sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your important message.
Thank you very much. Be safe, be alert. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let us now go on to the second technical session. I would like to invite Mr. Vinod Amteke to introduce our second speaker, Dr. Ajay Pushpa.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon and warm welcome. Ashok, today, sir, Chandrapur, under Chandrapur. Honorable Dr. MC B. Maheshwar Reddy, sir, IPS Superintendent of Police, Chandrapur. Honorable Dr. Ishwar Mohurley, sir, Registrar, Gunwana University, Virtually, Maharashtra. Honorable Chief Guest and Speaker, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Subhash, sir, in our college, and all participants and all my team members in our international e-seminar on cyber crimes and impact of COVID-19 on higher education organized by IQSC, Janta Mahavidyalaya, Chandrapur, Maharashtra State in India. It is a great honor for me to welcome and introduce our chief guest and speaker of technical session second, Honorable Dr. Ajay Niram Kuswa, sir. Sir is currently working as Associate Professor in School of Computer Applications, Lovely Professional University, Bhagwara, Punjab State. Dr. Kuswa sir is currently guiding 6 PhD scholar in domain of blockchain, image processing, cloud-enabled data mining, security, and networking. He has published 1 patent and currently working on 2 ongoing patent projects and 3 projects with the collaboration of students and teaching fraternity. He is a lifetime member of Indian Society Congress, IAEING, Hong Kong. Also hold membership of IAEING for Society of AI, Computer Science, Data Mining and Software Engineering. He is working as an editor, guest editor, reviewer for more than 8 Scopus, UGC listed and peer reviews international journal. He published more than 12 national and international research paper publications in conference, journal in Scopus, UGC listed and peer review journal. He co-authorized more than 7 books in national and international publication in computer science and application. Also published various articles in newspaper. It was on science and technology. So I would like to invite and welcome to Honorable Dr. Ajay Kushwaha sir for the speech of international seminar technical session second on the topic of impact of COVID-19 on higher education. I welcome.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
call.
Dr. Ramteke, sir. I hope I am audible.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to special thanks to our organizers.
Virtually, Dr. Ajay Kushwaha sir.
Thank you.
So, over to Kushwaha sir now.
Thank you. So I'm audible. Hello. Yeah. Just please check.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I got the response from the chat. First of all, I would like to congratulate Janta College Mahavidyalaya for conducting such a wonderful event. And I was just listening from the morning to our eminent speakers for this particular organization. I would like to thank Sandeep sir, our DeCosta sir, on highlighting a lot of issues what about the COVID-19 pandemic, security aspects, and the other things that we are going on. So I hope everything is explained, but yeah, there are a lot of things to discuss, and I have given a charge to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on higher education. So first of all, I would like to thanks to all the organizers, especially the backbone of Janta Mahavidyalaya, our Jyotode sir, Reddy sir, Maheshwar Reddy IPS officer, Ishwar Mohurley sir from Gondwana Registrar, Dr. M. Subhash sir, principal of Janta Mahavidyalaya, and all the organizers, convener and the co-conveners of the program. So before we begin, first of all, I would like to tell there are a lot of things are there. When I come to the particular webinar, I thought that all the speakers, eminent speakers, especially our DeCosta sir has explained a lot of things about how cybersecurity and forensic correlates. The next important thing, if I go and talk, he also highlights what are the different options are available, what are the opportunities are there, how we can get secured yourself. So let's take some of these aspects and try to ensure how we can make a safety with learning. So higher education has a lot of impact. We are seeing a lot of things coming from government, UGC, education society, a lot of things are happening. Now, if you go and see, people are rapidly coming on the technology, using the technology, they are testing it, they are trying to ensure that they are going to work effectively, because the current scenario is having and teaching us a lot from it. So before wasting time, I know that we have already the time is already there, but still I am sharing. So I hope you are able to see the PPT part. Okay. So first of all, if I go and talk about the impact, yes, it has a lot of impact on education, not only on the education, but on the most of the sectors. If you take finance and all. So what I'm going to cover today, I would like to tell you one thing, that just I have changed some of the slides. Even I'm from the background of the networks. I used to teach cybersecurity, and that's why DeCosta sir's lecture was very impressive. He has focused almost all the point. I used to teach also the forensics, and some of my researchers, so some of my scholars are also working on the blockchain security part. What we are going to talk very general. We are going to speak out some of the important tools and the techniques that are available, which we can use it and which we can make it ourselves more prominent and more effective towards online teaching. Because see, the pandemic situation is something which is not going to be get normal right now. So it is a need of an hour to for all of us, especially for the teachers and also the students as well, to come up so that they can just adopt these technologies. We know we have a lot of problem. I do agree on it. Internet issue, connective issue, rural area and all. But still, as we already know that I am going to share some of the important statistic and you will understand that we say we used to have a lot of myths in our mind, what is happening, we don't have access. But if I go and truly say, most of the people are having the access to internet, either from any of the devices. So let's start. So first of all, I would like to share one simple statistic of gender-based social media usage. So if you see here, the female with the orange color and the male with the red color showing the percentage of the sharing of the social media by the region. If you see the North America, if you see some Southern Asia where our India also comes. So this is all about a percentage, and it will show that almost every country in the world has dominated by the social media impact, and the impact of the social media is very huge. We all agree on it. If we don't, we should. So if I go and talk about certain the category, and if you just see what you will find on that, hello, I'm audible. Please let me know, because I'm not able to see whether I'm audible or not. Is my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir. The PPT
Okay.
is audible.
PPT is visible, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you. So what is basically happening over here, if you come and see across this particular aspect, you will find that our digital world is basically used by various different apps. If I go and talk about the mobile apps, different categories are there. If you see the chat applications, social media, environmental video, and all the gaming sites, you will find that there is a dominance. Means if you see the chat application, it has the highest dominance with the social networking app of almost 89%. And that is something which is quite interesting, and something which will make you to think that, oh, this is something happening on it. Okay. There is some voice breakage. Hello, I think, hello,
Sir.
I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay. So this is all about the digital world. If you go and see, you can categorize each and everything, and you will find that how this particular hello, sorry.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I'm not able to see anyone. Just a second.
So is there any problem?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, we are able to hear you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So this is all about. Sorry for the interruption. There is some network issue. Yeah, it happens with us. But anyway, so I was just talking about some dominance of the different chat and social media applications, which was quite what we call quite impressive. And if you go and see, if somebody says that we are not accessible to internet, I used to come to across a lot of the issues by the students, even by the parents, that we don't have access. And if you go and actually see, almost most of the people are using the social media accounts like YouTube, like TikTok. TikTok currently it is quite opposed by Indians also. So this is all about the dominance chart. It will show you how, where exactly our presence comes to it. This is all about the content sharing. I think this particular aspect was also raised by DeCosta sir during the presentation, and he has just told that how exactly the particular dominance is there. If I talk about the time sharing part, if you see, almost average people, average time used, or it is consumed, or it is just spent on your internet, on your social media, is almost 3 hours and 40 minutes. That's a huge time. Means out of 24 hours, people used to spend a lot of time on that. And if you go and just divide it, you will find people spend almost 50% of the time in the chatting and all, 21% of the time in viewing the videos, YouTubes, or any other part, any TikTok, any other things. And if you go and see, 9% used to play the games, and other different activities are spent by 19%. So this is all about the downs. Why I'm telling you about this? Because we have a lot of myths. People are not ready to adapt the change, because change is the need of the time. COVID has given this opportunity. It's not an opportunity. There is a sad thing also. We are losing people, but still every problem has its solution. And if we talk about the technology already have all the things. So this is all about our view, and this is the area. And this is one statistic from the Hootsuite. It says that almost, if you go and see, Facebook covers a lot of portion of your particular dominance in the social media platform. Okay, so this, if you go and see, you will find that almost most of the users are basically from the Facebook and the YouTube platform. And if you go and see, FB and other platform also has the dominance. So these are the data updated till 25th Jan 2020. Next part, I'm just sharing you this slide, and this will tell you the current status. This is very interactive. This is a live data fetching from the site. And if you all want, you can just go to the particular site. Site is internetlivestats.com. This particular site will tell you what exactly is happening in our India. And if you, not in India, in the entire world, you will find that how many users are there, what are the internet users in the world, continuously changing, total number of websites which are coming, email, how many emails are sent. If you see, in a second, you are finding multiple emails are sent on it. Google search is also performed. If you go and toggle, you will find a lot of data, like videos viewed in the YouTube, photograph uploaded on the Instagram, Tumblr. It's again a very famous social platform. Facebook activity, Google activity, Twitter. Twitter is quite slow because people don't again use the Twitter a lot, but still it is there. And if you see, some of the website hacked. Since we are learning the cybersecurity and it's our bag, we must also know that how the websites are get hacked, different calls. So this is very quite informative site. This is the live data statistic is fetched from the particular website. And this will tell you, and this will try to convince you that we still have an opportunity, that we should shift ourselves to it. I know I'm a little bit going off topic, but it is very important just to break a myth all our viewers who are seeing, so that they can come up that, okay, we have a chance that we can go and talk it to. So now let's come to the actual fact, what has happened. Do you know the fact? The fact about the particular pandemic situation in the COVID? If you see, the research was conducted by World Economic Forum in April 2020. And if you see here the statistic by Statistica, you will find that almost 1.3 billion children from around 188 countries have been affected by their regular teaching in the classroom. That was the biggest impact. This was the data which was faced on April 2020, and this is get hit, because people who have just tried to do the experiment with the lockdown situation, when they try to open the schools and the colleges, they again have to shut down because of the rise of the current cases in their country, in the respective countries. And this is what a very critical thing, especially if we are from the education background, we must ensure that this is happening something very wrong. Okay. Yeah. Next, if you go and see the statistic after that, you might have got all the schools are getting shut down for that. So what is the impact on higher education or learning? Because if I talk about the higher education, currently we are more focused on the learning part, e-learning part. And what is that? Is it the only impact that it is happened on the on our higher education? No, we have a lot of important other impact. Threat of life, yeah, the life threatening has increased. Mortality for our this particular pandemic is little bit less, but still it is counting to the death. So this is again effect. Next, world economy. Yes, drastically world economy has just get collapsed. Almost everyone, every company, every sector, everything is suffering right now. And this is something which is very serious for us. Almost surveys and studies says that we are almost going to be back 30 to 20 years for that. Okay, so this is all about it. Next, if you find COVID-19 lifestyle, the lifestyle has changed. I don't know whether you are able to see or not, but if you see this pic, the background is set with a mask. Now people, lifestyle will change. Social distancing will become a norm. We will miss, we hug the people, we will miss, we just go and see them. But if you please, if you have an option, we can have something, we pray to our almighty god that everything get normal, but still it will take time. So lifestyle is going to get very much impact. This is the fact. Next, impact on job. Yeah, this is also very important aspect. You might be very surprised. Almost many people are losing their job. Almost lakhs of jobs were lost in US for it. Okay, so now what to do next? Can we sustain? See, every problem has a solution. If we are adaptable, we can survive there. If we are adaptable, we can go and think, and we can almost do that. Okay, so this is all about it. So I hope this will give some insight how to deal with it. Okay. Next, this is all about the impact on the higher education, and which is going to have certain things to be happened. What are the things? Some of the positive impact is there. Hello, I'm audible? Okay. Yeah. I think now I am audible. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It might happen. So now, okay. So I was just talking, if you have missed this particular slide, just don't worry. I would like to tell you about the impact, and you will understand what are the different impact of the COVID pandemic. I was just talking about threats of the life, world economy, how it was facing, COVID-19 lifestyle, impact on the job. These are the important things that is happening with our entire situation in this particular pandemic. So this is all the common things which are there. But yeah, as I have already told that almost 1.38 billion students get affected because of the particular thing, and this is something which is quite serious for us, right? Okay, so impact on higher education is very important. So positive impact, let's go and talk about certain positive impact. We have seen some negative impact. We must be also understand about certain the positive impact. Okay, rise in the blend learning help. So people will have to understand what are the positive impacts are there. For teachers, it's very important for all of you to ensure that, yeah, I am getting some hands raised. Thanks. I will just come it to you. Hello. Yeah. Can anyone take the question? So we are talking about certain impact. We will take the question in the short while. Please keep your questions with you because I am finding some hands are raised. But let's have some positive impact. Then we will go to it. Number one is a blended learning. Blended learning is very important for us because being a teacher, it's very important for you to become a tricky. Tricky in the sense you must be able to use online tools. You must be able to have a platform for that. Also prepare yourself in a better content. So what exactly is required? Being a teacher, it's very important for you not to only stick to the traditional teaching, because traditional teaching will not make you to sustain in this current situation. So you have to be something where you are using some techniques, some tools which are there for you. And blended mode here means that you are using both the part. It might be possible that you are taking in a gamification mode. You are making some interesting videos, some informative, some interactive things, so that the student understand with some assignment and all. This will make an effective learning possible. Next is LMS and UMS will become a new norm. If I go and talk about the new norm, here I means to say that basically new norm here means that most of the people, most of the education institute, society has to ensure that they are basically coming up with some automated system like learning management system, UMS, university management system. These are the some important aspect which they have to come. Why? Because if we are not able to come directly into touch, this particular system will help you to do it. Okay. So this is all about it, LMS and the UMS, which is very important for all of you. So please make sure we are taking it. And this is not good thing. This is a very best thing what we can do with this particular technology, because we can bind all the people together and to ensure that everyone is coming here. Improvement in the learning material. Again, it's very important to improve the learning material. We can't stick with the traditional PPTs. We can't stick with some static data which is to be presented. That is not going to be acceptable nowadays, because now world is open. You're finding a lot of websites and a lot of things are there who are coming up with some interactive courses absolutely free for the teachers and all. So if you must have to be very competitive on that, and that also is very essential. Rise in the collaborative work. See, collaboration is something which will going to be a norm today. Most of you are currently working in the collaboration with the people from different states, different universities, even from the different world, and that is also very important. This is one impact which is given. We are finding now on a click, on with the help of the internet, we are able to interact with various renowned resources directly sitting at your home. So this is what something going to be changed, and this is a good sign for educationalists and good sign for the students also to get more output from it. Certain negative impacts I want to highlight. Some of the people, I'm not saying that these are the negative means something very bad, but most importantly, negative here I want to make that for certain people, not for everyone. So certain people here means that I am just talking about a few important organizations. Let's go and talk about some organizations who were having people from other countries, other states. You might finding some of the organizations or some of the people from the other state and the countries, they might be there. Okay. And this will be going to be hello. Yeah. I just got the information that video is off. Is it off?
Sometimes it is off.
Okay, okay. It might be due to network connectivity, ma'am. Anyway, so sorry for the interruption. This is something which happens. But anyway, so we are going to talk about some important negative impacts. Number one, big organizations, big educational institutes or the universities may face some of the things. Even if I go and talk about some other countries here means that people from different countries which they are coming to take part in our India to take an education on different subjects, or even our people, our students going outside. This particular movement of the people might have affected this due to this pandemic, and now people are thinking that they should stay back. This is also good for some other institute, like if we are not finding some student living outside, this is an opportunity for all of us as a institute and organization to make sure that we increase our level of teaching and things so that we can come up with it. Next, passive learning by the student may be also impact. We all know that active learning are good, but passive learning, they're importantly, if I go and see student aspect is that they found that syllabus is not updated, the way of the teaching is not good, or there is not something more interesting, and that is what somewhere negative impact puts on the teachers for that. Okay. Unprepared teachers for online education is also impacting. This is something again very critical for us, because if I go and see, most of the time it happens that if teachers are not prepared well, they will also they will also create a problem in the sense that it may be possible that the impact whatever they want to put on the student during the class will will really going to hamper, and this will make your interest, this will ensures, this will make something which your connect with your student and the teacher will lose. So it's very important that you must prepare well whenever you are delivering your lecture online, because online doesn't provide some retake. Since we are also finding some of the issues over here, but still these are the learning stage and we can do some good thing on that. Changing format in the student requirement. Yeah, requirement also changes. Now the requirement is something different. We almost every person must have an effective use of some tools and techniques, online tools. So you must be also in admissions will also must take place. Our outreach activities, as far as our educational institute is concerned, we have to think of it. So this is all about the important impact is there. If I go and say some good impact on the educationalist during the pandemic, if you all know about the Byju's, okay? Byju's, a Bangalore-based edutech company, which is basically, yeah, which is basically a company started by Byju's Ravindran. And if you find, Byju's is making a huge growth during this pandemic. Almost 200% of the increase in the growth was noted during the 2011 to 2020, and this has helped this company to come up with some effective measures. We all know, we are just currently using the Zoom, and we all know that how Zoom has also impacted. So Zoom is currently having almost, if you go and see the ratio, you will find that between March to April, almost 3000% increase was found in the Zoom platform. It's quite surprising, but yeah, it is happening and people are adopting to it. I'm not just making that Zoom is only the platform. There are huge platforms are there, you can just go up it, but now people are changing their self, people are coming up with the solutions, and this is a need of an hour. So we all have to be ensure that we all are doing the same thing for ourselves, for our society, for our students, to get updated. So updated is very important. Yeah, something is there for our teachers. If anyone from different background, if someone is from the science, they can go to some of these particular websites, resources, online resources are available. Something is from the math side also. I have seen Khan Academy. This is a good academy. Even Main Center also provides some good notes on the mathematics. Main Planet is also there. For science, you can go to the Science Buddies, or Mystery Science also have a great content for all the teachers. If anyone from the arts, they can go to the Reading Rockets, Brain Pop, and other different tools are the read, write, think. These are the various important things which are available for the art teacher who want to get some interactive notes or some data. If anyone who is from the history background, they can go to the teaching history, a good site. History engine is very popular. You can go to it and also get historiography is also a important thing, and you can go to it. So various tools are there, and I just if wish I could provide this particular slide, and you can go to any of the website. You will find a lot of important available information, ready-made available, so that you can deliver and share the good content with your with your students during the course of the time, because we all are going to start e-learning and e-teaching in this particular platform. Okay, so different great initiatives. I just also want to talk. I know we are running out of time, but I will try to conclude some of the very important things which are over there. Which important decisions or important strategies has been taken by the UGC and the MHRD to promote online learning for the higher education. Even higher education here, I mean from after 12th, what are the things are there. So we all know about the SOEM platform, e-learning platform. Uh, Again, very popular platform. Anyone can go and register for free and take the courses with the certification. Even most of the proctored exam in the SWAN and the NAPTEL are valid as a course which can be counted even for the faculties and in their API scores. So I wish you can go on that. I'm not talking about the NAPTEL. NAPTEL basically now requires some of the fees for the certification. So we are taking some of the important things. Here, SWAM's another initiative by MHRD was for the SWAM UG and the PG courses. The link is already given. I don't want to click the link. If I click, I will just move out of this particular window. So you can just note out the link, or you can simply type on the Google SWAM UG and the PG courses, and you will find it's available for you. Most of the content is very interactively designed. I personally visited the site, and you will find it more informative. E-Pathshala is again a good initiative by government. This basically is um, you might be knowing about the Shodh Ganga and all, the infiltrant.ac.in. They are managing this website for our students. Next is Consortium of Educational Communication. Again, it's a body which is set up with the collaboration with the UGC, and NIC is there who is developing this particular body, and this also provides some very resourceful content for students and also for the teachers. Swamprabha is a DTH channel for education. You might be heard that, yeah, it's true that for many people, going online is not possible in a remote location. So you can just use the Swamprabha or DTH channel, which is free for everyone for taking the education via television transmission also. That is also possible. Next is, there is again one important thing that the YouTube channel is promoted by MHRD during this COVID-19 pandemic, and which will give various important free lectures, different curriculum, and which will help you to make sure that you are not stop learning in that. Again, this is a good initiative by MHRD. You can go to the very quartered information on that particular part. Next, National Digital Library of India is also there. This is the particular website, NDL IIT that is IIT Kharagpur, basically used to maintain this particular library, and you will find this is another portal which is hosted on the Shodh Ganga platform, where you can get the valuable information. Vidwan is also an important platform. Vidwan is also a very important platform where you can get some valuable information. Okay. So this is all about the important platform. I hope you all have noted down it. And if you are just able to get it, you will understand that government, UGC, MHRD, and people are also doing good for us. So these contents are not only for the teachers, it's for everyone who want to learn. I have found many people are using this for their upgradation. If you feel that you have a time, please go and visit to any of our favorite portal, and you can just register for it. I'm talking, this is basically from the Government of India initiative to promote higher education or to talk for them. Okay. Next, online learning platform for teachers. So this is basically what I have told about everyone. So what are the different things for the teachers? Uh, I know I want to discuss one of the very serious things. We know that now we are facing issues. Even there might be a cost cutting in your salaries and all. So what you can do, you have a plenty of time. I request everyone to please go and spend some of the time to create your good content. Whatever you are in good on, go and create certain content and try to float on various different platforms. They used to pay back to you. I'm not promoting the YouTube because YouTube basically takes a lot of time. There are a lot of things are there. You have to be very regular to do that. But if you want to have some kind of financial support, you can just visit to certain things which are discussed here. That will be very useful. Viz IQ, education online. It's a very extremely and very virtual environment setup. You can set up your own course and a classroom, and you can earn certain money. It is just like taking a tuition classes online, that too, or even you will get certain classes for it. That is also very helpful for you. Next is Eco. As the name suggests, Eco 360. It's a great long-term solution, support classes and recording video editing also. So those who want to create a video, those who want to create their own content, they can also visit to it. It might be paid, some of the subscription, but it's free for individuals to use. Google Classroom. Google Classroom is very famous and very effective, very easily available. Again, it's a free platform where you can go and create your own classes. You can just ensure that if you are using this, you can just take an entire virtual classroom in the room. You can provide a lot of things like quizzes, examination, proctored examination, declare the result, everything you can do, assessment and all. It's quite wonderful. I'm not going to discuss all because these are the things that you can explore. If you find anything, please let me know, we will tell you. Next, Zoom. Of course, we all are using Zoom. Zoom basically free version provide 40 minutes of the crap of the time. But most of the time, it used to be having good things. Okay. Next, if you go and see Microsoft Team, yeah. If you don't know, please, you can also have one good alternative for Microsoft of 365. Basically, Teams is again a virtual software like Zoom and all, which will provide you access to free office tools also to make your presentations, to make your lectures more effective and interactive on that. Of course, last but not the least, we all might be knowing about the Udemy. Udemy is not only for learning, but if you are a teacher and if you have certain content, if you find that I can make this content more useful, make your own course. Register yourself as a teacher and try to upload your course. You will earn some of the good money as a teacher. Skillshare is also there. It also provides an opportunity for all of you to earn the money, also to share your courses on that. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting some raised hand. Thanks for asking the questions, but just please allow me some of the time. I know we all are in the hurry to get it down, but I ensure that all the particular organizers will take the questions. And if I'm not able to read all the questions, you will give me one by one whenever the particular session of the question answering will come. So I'm just talking about few of the important courses basically for the students. If you know Coursera, one of the most reputed and highly effective course for students available by the Coursera. And during this pandemic, it was free. You have to go and check the basic thing on this particular Class Central. And if you find some of the courses you can take off it, the professors from MIT, Hogwarts, Oxford, people come and they will deliver the lecture. Quite good. Even they provide a free certification if your college is registered under the campus program. Being in the LPU has provided almost 40,000 students registered in the Coursera for free for getting the certification. Teachers and the students, everyone registered and they are taking the advantage. So there was a program was running for the campus ambassador program in the Coursera. If any college wants, they can go and try to apply. If it is possible, you will get. Upgrade is an Indian platform. It's a startup company and now it's highly effective, usable by any of you. So if any of the colleges or school want to conduct their online classes, they can go to the Upgrade. Even Upgrade is providing free courses for all the students, all the people. They can just simply use it and they can get it. Next, Class Central. Again, I have told about the Class Central. Free courses was also provided by Class Central. Class Central is very important tool. It will provide all different domain of the tools, courses together, and they will give the opportunity. Udemy is already there. And if anybody want to have some free courses registration, this is the link given. It's my website also. You can go to the link. And in the May that courses were floated, you may find some of the courses still available for free. I can't assure, but you may get it. This is all about what exactly. So what I was impressed during this interaction, I found the good lecture given by the DeCosta, Dr. DeCosta and other panelist member. I am here to show some of the interactive thing. If you all allow me, it will be quite interesting. I'm not going to take more than 5 minutes extra on that, and then we will wind up our session. So I want everyone to please go and practice. I'm just shifting my important aspect, that is basically from our impact of the COVID on the higher education. We are a little bit shifting towards the security aspect. And why it is important? It's important. It's not important only for the computer faculty. It is not only important for a student or a teacher. It's important for each and everyone. It might be important not only for you, it might be important for every family members, your friends, colleagues who are staying. So how to ensure that all these things that we can go and check. Number one, the question is there. Let's check whether you can be hacked or not. Are you ready? If you all are ready, you will please go and practice on that. So if I'm telling, I'm not joking. Yeah, it's there. You can get hacked. So this is the first website. I want everyone to please note down the website, haveibeennude.com, pwned.com. This is the basic website which will going to tell you that have you ever been compromised? Have your email ID ever been compromised by any of it? Someone was asking, actually I have just included this slide. Someone was asking, how should I know that whether my email is compromised or not? It is the best way to check. If you're not sure whether I want to put it not, it is the thing. If anywhere your email is used for some wrong purpose, you can use it. Again, I'm telling you that use your brain, please test up with some of the fake email IDs. And if you trust this particular website, then only share. So this is the basic instruction for me. Since I also used to take some cybersecurity classes, and also I love to do the digital forensic investigations. So that is what I'm just sharing a common information for each and everyone. This is not only for you, this is for everyone who is going to use it. Next website. If you want to check whether your password is secure or not, how to do that? And in order to do that, there are 2-3 different links are there. So you can check the strength of the password. I would, being a computer professionalist, I would like to tell you that please don't put your password very similar or common one. I used to see that at the rate 123 ABCD 12345 admin. These are the things which can easily get cracked. And how you can do that? In order to do that, you can use this website, howsecureismypassword.net, or you can use Kaspersky password.kaspersky.com or lastpass.com how secure PHP. This is the particular websites are there. You can just ensure. So my suggestion will be, rather than putting your email ID, date of birth, you can just ensure that you are using or you are putting basically phrases like my cat is so sweet. Who is going to guess this particular thing? It's easy to remember for you, number one, and it is not guessable. Who is going to guess that you're talking something about that? It's cool. I'm very happy to use this. Phrases are more secure. And this particular slide, this animation is showing you that how I can just ensure that how much time my password will get to cracked on it. Okay, I hope this is effective and usable to you. Next, I have something for you. COVID pandemic has not only given the opportunity, but also has increased the chances of phishing. Lot of phishing attacks are coming on. Fake messages distributed, from WhatsApp universities, Facebook universities, even the particular criminals, hackers, bad people are taking the advantage of it. How to come up with that? Number one suggestion, don't ever click on any link which is suspicious. If you get any kind of video, audio, which is going to make some social problems or something which is not good for the society, please get checked and verified from the PIB. If you are using Twitter, there is a handler of PIB check, which will go and check and give the assurance that the information is correct or wrong. A lot of fake informations are going on. People are saying drug found, coronavirus vaccine found. People used to say that use this kadha and all. Lot of people are making money. I will tell you one thing. Interpol, we all know that international police. Interpol has just given during this pandemic in the March alert to every country, especially to India also, because almost thousands, lakhs of websites, fake websites were registered with the domain name of the COVID. So what has happened? We have seen the recent case with our India also. When the Prime Minister wants to collect the COVID fund, PM Cares, the moment the PM Care ID was flashed for the donations, within the same day, many people have just created the same account, and almost within a day, crores of rupees were transferred to the unauthorized people. I would like to share some good thing that they were get caught, but still it's not good. So phishing links are there. So what I want to say that this is the link which is created from my side, just for you people. What you can do, you can just click on the particular link. Don't worry, I'm not going to hack anything, because hacking is not good thing. I always oppose hacking, because this is only for the awareness. If you all can click, there is something written, free pack of 6 masks, Amazon.in, to fight the coronavirus. This kind of illustrative, lucrative offers will flash to you. Whenever you click on the link, what you will find? You will find that actual link opens in the Amazon.in. But the fact is that is not free. You will find, oh yeah, someone has someone has fooled me, and you close that link. But what happened next? Once you have clicked on it, please go to the second link. Do you feel that you get trapped? Yes. The basic details. It's a small hack to check yourself. This is the second link. You can click on the particular link and you can go and check. Your data is captured. Basic information is captured and that is floated. So this is a simple thing to collect your information data. We used to do a lot of bad things on it. This is not very typical high level of the COVID impact, high level of cybersecurity, but it's a simple thing, comes day to day in our life, through SMSs, through WhatsApp messages. So please don't trap on any of the things. Okay, so I hope that anyone might have tried this particular part and he has checked. If not, I have a small POC, a small video I have made for all of you. This is an animated video. See what I'm doing over here. I'm just clicking. I'm going to the particular link. Whenever I copy and click on the link, it opens the Amazon.in. It will take some time. It's opening and you're finding, yeah, it's having the mask is there, but it is charging the money. So what happened? You find that someone has fooled me. You will just, what you will do, after some time, you will close the particular link. But what happened? Just copy the another link, which is available. Okay. So you will just go and copy the another link and just see what happens. You will find that your entire details got caught. So this is how a small kind of phishing attacks are planned. So guys, please don't ever do. Grabify.ip is the logger. You can go and create and you will finding that the details are captured. This is the details of my machine. I've just blurred my particular details. I don't want to disclose, and that is what the reason. So this is all about the small hacking part. I have just covered some of the basic things. I hope you like this particular interaction. So don't get trapped. Stay healthy, stay secure, and I have shared a lot of information for all of you, as a teachers, as a student. So if you have anything, any questions in your mind, please let me know. Over to host. If anything is there, please let me know.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Ajay Kushwaha has explained very nicely, I should say, the positive and negative impacts of this COVID-19 pandemic and how these things can be taken as an opportunity and cyber world can be used very effectively for higher educational purposes by our institutions. Now the session is open. If anyone has questions, we are ready to take the questions. There were some raised hands.
Okay. Can you please take the questions, ma'am, from my side? Thank you.
There's one question in the chat box. How and what way we can repair the academic damage for rural area students?
Sorry, please.
I,
Ma'am, your voice is not properly audible. Can you please?
in what way we
Uh,
can make up, I should say, he wants to ask that, the academic damage which happened to rural area students because they are not able to access internet. I think Mr. Dr. Indradeep Bush wants to ask this question.
okay. Yeah, you are right, and I am with you that there is a huge damage is caused, and I can understand this damage is something which if anyone goes and can try to get, it is not curable at this particular moment. It will take a lot of time, but what you can do, we can't wait ourselves to ensure that the damage can be removed. What I feel that we must try to do some kind of activities. I have just shared one thing, that being a teacher, we feel that students were not able to attend. What we can do for them? Can we maintain some social distancing? Because in entire country, people are just trying and having certain approaches where they can call few of the student, they can make some different classroom arrangement. If I go and if I remember some of the rural areas, we found that no lot of there are not large number of the students are arranging in that. If that is the case, then we have to ensure that effective use, like if someone who is using any of mobile app, if any of the mobile phone is available in their home, even if we are able to reach via WhatsApp also, we can share some of the notes. This is the minimum thing. Either if you go and see, the most important thing is that live channels, DTH channels are also comes, which basically is there. Yeah, I'm really agreed with you that in this current situation, our Indians, even I'm getting the question that infrastructure issue is there. Yeah, you're correct, because no one is right now currently accessible to all the particular things. Infrastructure means basically here the speed, internet, computers, setups and all. So I agree some of the part, but this is not something to give up. Being a teacher, we can always come up with some initiatives which will help us to teach, because being a teacher we can't stop ourselves, and if we are able to find some of the important ways, that will help a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Manjari Javadekar has raised her hand. So,
Okay, yes, please.
please,
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Manjari Javadekar.
yeah, you can unmute her, ma'am.
Yeah, we have unmuted her.
Okay, thank you.
Are you there, Dr. Manjari? So we'll move to the next person, Dr. Prasanna.
Okay, I just got one question, that is Khan Sahiba 19, that I want to know about any desk software. Desk means basically you want to ask about some desktop softwares. Okay, but I would like to answer her. Yes, there are a lot of desktop softwares are there. First of all, because right now it's very difficult that I can ensure every student coming together and attending my virtual class. It's not possible. But what ma'am, please mute it for something. So what we can do next? Yeah, I would just answer that particular part. So basically, if you feel that do you want some desktop software? Yes, there are there. First important thing, if you feel that you want to make a if you want to make a class online, number one. There is a problem that it is not possible for each and every student to attend at the same time. So what you can do, you can use a basic tool and you can record your video. You can prepare some basic slide and then you can start recording the video. How to do that? The best and the simple tool which is available in every computer is a PowerPoint. So if you go to the PowerPoint, there is an option to record. So all the slide, whatever you are talking, it will record. It will only not record the slide, but it will record entire your activity which you're performing on the computer. There are multiple tools available. If you feel that you want to record your video with basically your photo coming and also that particular interface, then you can use Zoom or any other platform. You can make sure your own camera is on and then you can speak out it by sharing the screen. So tools are available. You can search of it. If anything specific, please let me know. I will answer. So next question was from Dr. Manjari. Dr. Manjari ma'am. Just let me see what she was trying to ask.
Yeah, we have unmuted her.
Yeah, ma'am. If you can speak, you can speak. Otherwise, I got your question. The question is that what are the effect of pandemic on academic in this 2020? Yes, I think everyone is aware of it. Exams get postponed, and the most I think students are get affected with teachers also. Teachers, I mean to say that our community, teaching communities also get affected. They get hurted even with the financial aspects also. But again, I am not more focused on the impact of the particular pandemic in the negative side. We can also take it in the positive way. I have seen many people, many of my colleagues, many of the home housemakers or other people, they have come up with the passion. They try to get their digital footprints online. As De Costa sir has already told that digital footprints are something which is not going to get die, even if you die. So digital footprints have two impact. Always remember, positive footprints are always required. Positive here means that you must be always make sure that good things are happening, not bad. Good means what you are contributing to something, you are taking some of the important things. So effect on the academics will be surely going to be there. We are seeing that we have in this particular stage, we might have a lot of admissions, but currently we are still waiting for the other decisions. We are not able to start our school. We are with some limited faculties going over there, not the students, no results declared yet. But yes, people, country, all the states has given the fundamental things discussed so that they can take their own charge, they can declare the result, they can clear the particular subjects. Most of the students are already get promoted. But one thing is that even after this, I always think that learning should not stop. If you stop learning, you are stopping yourself, not others. So I would like to thanks Shobha ma'am for the wonderful compliment. Thank you. So any other questions, please let me know, ma'am. Okay, I got one more question. She was talking about the exams. Yeah, exam I have already answered you, ma'am. Next is what are the effects of the pandemic academic? Yeah, I've already answered. Thanks. If one has a technical problem, others sitting different place can solve. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Shahiba ma'am asked also wonderful thing. If you want to conduct some practical classes, how will do? If you want to, because if I'm in the class and the student is sitting, I can go to him, I can check his machine, and then I can do. You can do the same thing with the different apps. Teamweaver is there. It is free for individual use. You can use this, or you can also use anywhere, any desk. Two apps are there that will help you on that part. I hope recording lecture webcam. No, webcam is not required. Dr. Prasanna, I would like to tell you that I am currently shooting via my mobile phone because I also having the webcam on my laptop, but I am using the mobile phone, and you can use it. There is a simple tool technique is there. You can connect with Wi-Fi or the particular cable, and you can just use your high quality mobile camera for your webcam that you can do.
The clarity will come. clarity will come in that.
So 200% you will get highest clarity. If you see my image, I'm using the tool called as IV Cam, and you're finding that the quality is very good. So IV Cam is also free tool. You can download to your mobile phone, whether it is an iPhone or app Android, and you can also download that particular on your desktop or on your laptop. So you don't want to buy a webcam for that. You can use it.
So can I ask one more question?
Yeah, please. I'm here free.
So we are also facing one more problem, that is regarding the side effects of virtual screen. Like continuously we have to be on screen, and so it may also cause effect to the students' eyesight also. How we
Agree,
can overcome this problem?
agree. 100% I agree on that. It's a quite good question. Even this is not the only problem. I will also tell you there is also psychological impact is there.
Yes.
But the fact is that Nisha ma'am, I want to tell you, one thing that if we are able to use ourselves, we are able to make a good practice. Like let's I will tell you one example, short example. I'm talking about my own home. Home means at my home also we have our kids. My daughters are there. They are using the mobile phone. Whether I agree. So what I can do, I can make sure that uh, I am just telling them, I'm just spending some of the time with them to have some kind of indoor and outdoor activity, and whatever time what they are seeing on their mobile, we can tell them to switch on to the television which has a long distance, and later on I can tell them to use the mobile phones for their education. We do agree, ma'am, virtual screens have a lot of effect, but there is no some alternative solutions. But if someone who can afford, there is some soft, if someone has a smart TV, see my web camera is off. If someone has a smart TV, and if he can just make sure that he can go and, so yeah, now I'm live. So if someone has a smart TV, and if someone has a mobile casting, there is a casting software is there where I can just cast my screen of the mobile to my television. So this will also little bit help us to make sure that our distance will increase. And I will suggest that you all must always use desktops for the virtual classes, if possible, not the mobile screens. If the classes are lengthy, I don't know if the availability of desktop is available or not. But yeah, this is a problem, and I'm agree with you. But still, we have to. When the time comes, we may come up with some solutions. Indian government, our government has come up with a solution called as like a DTH for transmitting some educational channel. But how to make it interactive? Means by hook or crook, we have to eventually develop our interest, or develop our own particular way of teaching and learning. So that could be some suitable answer that I can do right now.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, really, definitely we will gradually move forward regarding the online education and online teaching also. Sir, I
Thank
have
you.
my own doubt, my own question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can we use the Zoom for online, or is there an alternative? As we heard that Zoom is not secured. Zoom is what you can say selling data to some customers and all. It comes in the newspaper also.
Uh, okay, first of all, I would like to clear. I think Dr. DeCosta has also cleared that part, because since we are from the security aspect, what I would like to tell you that Zoom is now 100% secure. It was having some of the problem in the past, that someone was able to, and that is why that is possible. That is only happened because of we people. We used to transmit our particular user ID and the password, our meetings directly, and that might be shared to some illegal persons. But nowadays it's secured. If you go and see on the top icon, there is a security tab is there, and
Yeah.
it has increased with the highest encryption. So anyone without the permission cannot enter, cannot breach, cannot take any of the snapshot or anything that is on that. So what I feel that as far as the security is concerned, I feel that there is no such issue currently. Make sure that any of the app you are using, I'm not in the favor of any of the app, but if you're using any of the app, please ensure yourself that the app is updated regularly, your Windows is regularly updated, so that no one can use any of the loopholes available in your machine or in your mobile phone or in your Zoom app to breach you. Next important thing, we have plenty of different free tools are available which you can use, like Microsoft Team I have just told, Cisco is there, and one more, Google Meet is also very popular, because there is some restriction with the Zoom. There is only 40-minute classes. Because you see, we schedule a program, we never used to finish on the time.
Yes,
Because there are a lot of difficulties, technicalities, internet issues, people connectivity, the habit of using the virtual environment. These all things are there. Second important thing, um, if you want to extend your things, you can use Meet or any other platform. Free available platform I have already discussed. Teams are there. Cisco I have not discussed, but it's also a wonderful platform that you can use. And Meet is already there. You can use almost for long and long meetings.
thank
I
you.
hope I have answered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your
Welcome.
information, sir.
Welcome. Okay. So anything else?
So much, sir. It was a very wonderful and fruitful session.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think everyone has enjoyed as well as gained knowledge from the session.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
we look forward for you for further seminars, conferences which we are going to be organizing in future.
Definitely, it could be my pleasure to join Janta Mahavidyalaya again, because I was not directly the part, but I would like to share one thing, that I have started my graduation from Janta campus, and then we have shifted toward the CSMS. That was a subsidiary government's institution of the Janta. So it again an honor and privilege to be like into the second home. And I would like to thanks to Dr. Uh, Subhash, M. Subhash sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and all other organizers to arrange such wonderful event. I also would like to tell that we should not restrict on the particular small webinars, because what happened, there are a lot of questions are coming, the credibility and all. We must ensure ourselves to move beyond that, try to arrange some FDPs, try to educate our people in the sense, there is a good probe. If we can educate ourselves, then we can educate others. Same thing is that if I'm working in an educational institute, I must educate each and everyone, starting from P to P. P here means principal, that is the topmost priority, and P is the peon. So from peon to the principal, if I'm able to transfer the digital knowledge, at least for their use. See, dependency is there. We are now dependent on the internet or some network. But still, if we are able to do this, we are really towards the success. So if anyone in our surrounding is not able to use a mobile or try to have some guts to face the camera and all, we must first of all motivate them. We must first of all educate them. We must take some FDPs, SDPs, so that we can make sure that they are working in this direction. So these are all my final wordings. I think we have taken a long session. So thanks a lot for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
So now let us go on to the formal vote of thanks section. It was really a wonderful and fruitful session, seminar. I
Thank you.
express gratitude to the president of this international seminar, Dr. Ashok Bhojji sir, for being always with us. Extend my heartfelt thanks to Ishwar Reddy sir for spending his valuable time and motivating all participants to have given us invaluable guidance, sir. My heartfelt thanks goes to Dr. Ishwar Mohurley sir also for sending his best wishes for this e-seminar. My sincere and heartfelt gratitude goes to our resource persons, Mr. Sandeep Mekala, who accepted our invitation and gave an insightful information on cyber attacks in higher education. We are very much thankful to Dr. Costa, sir, who has shared much needed information on cyber forensics. Thank you very much, sir. The effect of COVID-19 pandemic and how it can be taken as an opportunity to learn new ICT tools to deal with the situation and continue teaching learning process in higher education has been very well explained by Dr. Ajay Ishwar, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to respected Dr. M. Subhash, sir, principal of this college and organizer of this event. Sir is very much ever ready to organize such beneficial events and taking quality measures. Thank you so much, sir. I am very much thankful to the organizing team, Dr. Bhairav Daresa, Dr. M.A. today, Dr. A.Y. Surya, Mr. Kilogram JK, the technical work handled by Mr. Swapnil Kamble, and all other who were ready to help us and join us in this event. Thank you very much. And last but not least, all the participants from all over the country and other countries also who have participated in this event. I'm very much thankful to all those, and I feel that this seminar is very much successful and has benefited all of us. Thank you again. I ask everyone to rise at their position for national anthem.
Janagana Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Vanga, Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uttar Jaladhi Taranga, Tava Shubha Name Jage, Tava Shubha Ashish Mange, गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता